loading right now.
We're not on, right? Go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's NBL Canada clash between the Halifax Rainmen and the Windsor Express. It is Game 6 here, Mitchell, at the WFCU Center, a Tuesday night game here, and a big importance after the Express lost 2 of 3 out in Halifax last week. Tell us a little bit about Game 3, 4, 5, Mitch.
Well, Game 3, the Halifax Rainmen got off to a really hot start. They punished the Express right out the gate. They attacked the rim aggressively, and they got to the free throw line, a place where they had a lot of success in that game. Windsor could not rebound. Halifax closed things out in Game 3. It was quite an ugly loss as emotions ran high for the Windsor Express. Going into Game 4, however, the Express, with their backs up against the wall, we've seen them do it many times, came out in fine fashion and delivered. They got out to an early lead. They went with dribble penetration and the long ball, and they found a lot of success in that. And that blueprint is where they found a way to win. Ultimately, the Express got things done in Game 4, a pivotal game, because winning 4, they were able to have some leeway with Game 5. Game 5, again, seeing the Rainmen stay very aggressive. They badly battered the Express in the fourth quarter. They got out there with the victory. Here we are tonight, Windsor Express, in a must-win situation. The Halifax Rainmen look to close things out and capture the NBL title for the first time.
Yes, this is familiar territory for the Windsor Express. Mitch, last year we had the pleasure of calling Game 6 and 7. The Express were down 3-1 in their series to that Island Storm. Won Game 5, came back here and won Games 6 and 7. What do they got to do to win these 2 pivotal games?
Having your back against the wall is never in the game plan, but it seems to work for the Express. Like you said, we've seen it last year, being down in a position to lose, and they got it done. So this is an area where the Express, that they can win. They can play with their backs against the wall, and I expect them tonight to be all hands on deck, playing with a sense of urgency as their team comes out now.
Absolutely. You see the Windsor Express here in front of their big ruckus crowd here at the WFCU Center. How big is this crowd going to help them out tonight, try and extend this series to Game 7?
Well, if you look at the Windsor Express's story with home court advantage throughout the regular season, we know the WFCU Center is a place they can win. They've also beat the Halifax Rainmen here in Game 1. So the fan support will be instrumental in an Express victory.
Absolutely. Now, in all 3 games that the Halifax Rainmen won, the Windsor Express were held to under 100 points. How huge is it going to be for the Express to have a huge start in Game 6 tonight?
I want to see them go low to DeAndre right out of the gate. They also need spacing. Guys need, when DeAndre's doubled and tripled in the paint, guys need to move out and get open to shoot the jump shot. The dribble penetration long ball was the blueprint for success in Game 4, and I expect them to go back to that tonight. Certainly from the three-point line, where I know Mr. Tony Bennett is going to be monstrous.
Now, conversely, the Halifax Rainmen are looking to close out this series, and they'll need their big 3 in Kevin Young, Leah McMorrow, and Tyrone Watson down low to pave the way. How is that 3 going to affect the game plan for the Express?
Well, the key word there is big. And Kevin Young is not only a big-time defender, but a big-time player in the NBL. Nigel Spikes, Liam McMorrow, the size advantage down low for the Halifax Rainmen has been evident all series long. It's going to be tough for the Express to deal with the size and strength of the Halifax Rainmen.
Absolutely. Tyrone Watson's had himself a heck of a series, but it's the backcourt of the Halifax Rainmen that has really helped them out get these big leads and extend these leads with Saya Ando, Kling Scales, and of course Forrest Fisher, as we see right in front of us. How is the backcourt battle going to be tonight, in your opinion?
It's going to be an epic one and a fun one to watch. With the Halifax Rainmen size, you tend to forget about the quality play out of the guard position that you get to see. These guys are excellent three-point shooters. They execute, they can run dribble penetration, and they can shoot the jump shot, either the two-point basket or from the three-point line. So each team looks to be on both sides of the ball with strength tonight.
Absolutely. And when you talk about teams, you talk about the MVPs of those teams, but the MVP of the league this year, Quinnell Brown, has been kind of quiet for the Express. Does he need to have a big game tonight for them to extend this series?
He absolutely does. We know on the road it was Kirk Williams Jr. with the 36 that helped win the game for the Express in Game 4. They will need a hero tonight to come out and put the team on their back so the rest of the guys can follow suit.
Absolutely. The Express are 8-1 in elimination games in their franchise's history. Let's hope they extend that tonight, make it 9-1 and force Game 7. From Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K on Knockstrom.tv, thank you for joining us on the pregame show. We're going to join you upstairs in a few moments for tip-off here on Knockstrom.tv, the home of the Windsor Express. We'll see you soon, folks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start really soon. We are 3 minutes for the game to start. And I'm your humble servant, Alejandro, here from Knoxon.tv. And we have with us Emily Rubinsky in the camera, the director of cinematography, Mr. Emilio Carro, and Brett Hedges and Miss Kobe K calling the game. And we hope it's going to be an incredible game tonight. For sure, it's going to be a battle. These warriors of the wooden battlefield are going to put everything on the court. They will fight with honor, they will fight with blood, with sweat, with everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 1 minute. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. This is Knoxstrom.tv. Thanks, Brett. Thanks, Mitch Kuigay, for that nice and incredible pregame show. So we are ready for the game. And you are live.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Alex, and welcome everyone to the WFCU Center, the home of the Windsor Express. We are here for Game 6 of the NBL Canada Finals, and myself, Brett Hedges, and Mitch Kobe K have the pleasure of calling it tonight from the WFCU Center media booth. I'd like to thank you for joining us on our pregame talk with me and Mitch, and a wonderful crowd forming here at the WFCU Center, Mitch.
Always is come playoff time at the WFCU Center, as we see lots of fans over in the bowl area, which is pretty exciting, and the city support so far during this NBL Finals has been fantastic, not only in Windsor but in Halifax as well. We've been watching the games over that way, and just the NBL, just the growth is tremendous, and it's such an awesome thing to see.
Do or die game here for the Windsor Express. They trail the NBL Finals 3-2, but they have been in this situation before. Last year they were trailing the Island Storm 3-2 when they came back to Windsor for Game 6 and 7, which they won en route to their first NBL Canada Championship. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty hard road if the Halifax Rainmen have anything to say about it.
There's no doubt about that. The thing that the Express proved to themselves in Game 4 was that they can beat the Halifax Rainmen. They did it in Halifax. They did it with the blueprint of the long ball and dribble penetration. They should look to go back to that tonight. They've won a game on the road. They've won a game at home. Then on the other side of the Halifax Rainmen, who are very, very close to closing this things out, they gave the Express two pretty good spankings, so to speak, on the 3-game trip. So it's very, very close for Halifax to capture their first NBL championship.
Of course, Game 6 sponsors include TicketWave.com, CarCompete.com, Exclusive Clothing, Tantalize Tanning, Cook the Web Series, and the Windsor Bridgians 5K Walk Run on May 24th. Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss everyone when they were gone to Halifax. It's been about 12 days since we had a broadcast here, since Game 2, and 3, 4, and 5 were exciting basketball games. The Express dropping 2 of the 3, but winning Game 4 to force the games to come back to Windsor. How much does home crowd advantage work for them tonight, do you feel?
Well, it's always imperative, and we know how good the Express were at home this season. So although they have lost here once to the Rainmen, it's still something that they should embrace and will. Being at the WFCU Center, playing at home in front of the fans is always an advantage.
And we're just moments away from our pregame introductions. And of course, what's been talked about a lot in this series is the size of the Halifax Rainmen. If I am correct, 5 players 6'8" or taller on the Halifax roster, and that size has definitely been showcased throughout the series.
Definitely in the middle, we've seen DeAndre in foul trouble and frustrated off the court, but it's something the Express have to work around. A size and strength advantage is just part of the game. They've got to get out there and play some small ball, find some success from three-point land tonight. The Halifax Rainmen, of course, look to continue to punish the Express down low and look for those offensive rebounds and benefit, capitalize from the second chance points opportunities.
Halifax has gotten out to big leads. It got out to big leads in games 3 and 5, but what caused those big leads was consecutive stops on defense. If the Express are going to win Game 6, you got to feel that they've got to keep it close from the start or take a lead.
Absolutely. Coming out of the gate strong and avoiding playing from behind is going to be instrumental in them winning this game. It doesn't give the Rainmen a ton of momentum throughout the game, so they should look to start strong. Defensively, they may be giving up some size, but the Express are best when they have the active hands working, and that's a way that they can look to make some defensive stops themselves.
Now, you talked about dribble penetration in the three-point basket. being a huge factor for the Express in their Game 4 win. One of those guys that knocks down threes like it's his job is Ryan Anderson for the Express. He had a huge couple of games rebounding the basketball, but you got to feel that a shooting performance is in need tonight from Ryan Anderson.
He's due. Basketball is the game of runs, and he is absolutely due for one. Another guy is Chris Commons that we're going to look to tonight for some leadership and some scoring. If you're talking Tony Bennett, Chris Commons, and Quinnell Brown, those are some deadly three-point shooters.
Yeah. The three amigos, as Coach Bill Jones called them, Quinnell Brown, Chris Commons, and Tony Bennett, they've been a driving force for this team all year. You got to think that a big night from the big three will extend the series.
Absolutely. Halifax Rainmen also are an extremely deep team.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to look to their bench as well. And, this is all about who wants it the most. In a game like this, both teams have beat one another. It's anybody's game. We're here at the WFCU Center, so it's going to be all-out war tonight in this one.
The last two players being announced are Quinnell Brown, the league MVP of the NBL Canada in 2015. He had himself one heck of a regular season and a good playoff so far, averaging 20 points per game. And, of course, Chris Commons making his way to the arena.
The Express shot 33% from the field and went 4 for 27 in Game 5. That's got to change if they expect to beat the Rainmen here tonight.
Well, the championship trophy is in the house. Oddly, Stevenson brought it along. You might have seen the videos on Facebook or Instagram. So in Windsor, there is going to be a champion crowned. Whether it's the Halifax Rainmen or Windsor Express is yet to be seen. And of course, we'd like to thank you all for joining us here on Knockstrom.tv, the home of the Windsor Express, for that chance. And we thank you for joining us. Both teams have been announced. And you see the Express doing their I Believe chant in the middle of the court. But this Halifax team is scary deep, and it should be interesting to see how these this game and possibly a seventh game unfolds.
They work directly from the anchor, which is Kevin Young on the defensive end. And when that guy's back there, the leader on defense, look out. He is a scary, scary man.
You got to watch out 1 through 12 for the Halifax Rainmen, and their Express are going to have their hand full tonight. We're going to take a step back for our national anthem. You're watching NBL Canada Finals Basketball on Knockstrom.tv, the home of the Windsor Express. Another wonderful rendition of the national anthem, this time by Miranda LaRose here at the WFCU Center. Wonderful crowd here tonight gathering as a local electricians union bought 1,000 tickets for tonight's game, and it looks as though it's going to be probably the biggest crowd of the season here. Could be the final game of the season here for the Windsor Express here in the NBL Finals. Game 6 almost underway.
That right there is a stand-up reason, why the support in Windsor is so fantastic for a business like that. The union to step up and buy 1,000 tickets and make sure that this place is packed for what is set to be an exciting Game 6 in the NBL Finals.
And the ceremonial ball tip will be done by Canada's strongest man.
I would like to challenge Kelly to an arm wrestle. I actually known Kelly for a long, long time and watched him grow as a weightlifter, and grow is an understatement.
Yes, for sure. I think they just said that he bench pressed 800 pounds? Something like that. Oh, sorry, it might have been a deadlifter, but still, that man is large and in charge, to say the least. Ceremonial ball tip is up, and we're finally going to get the real tip-off underway soon. Here on Knockstrom.tv, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us from wherever you are around the world for tonight's game. And it should be a doozy. Looking forward to it, been looking forward to it ever since the Express clinched Game 6 with their Game 4 victory. So it should be fun tonight, and some exciting basketball is going to be underway real soon.
Couple key and basic things that the Express need to do tonight is to make their free throws. We know in the last game that they won 4, they shot 70% from the line. They really did struggle in Game 3 from the free throw line. So that's another, turnovers and free throws, always very, very important in a game like this.
Elimination game here for the Windsor Express, looking to hold off and clinch, force Game 7. The Halifax Rainmen start up with Saya Ando, Chris Cahill, Joey Haywood, Jermaine Daly, and Liam McMorrow. The Express counter with Tony Bennett, Ryan Anderson, Kirk Williams Jr., Quinnell Brown, and Chris Commons. Game is underway, and Halifax has the ball to start it off. Saya Ando goes inside to Liam McMorrow. He faces up on Kirk Williams. Puts up a hook shot, no good, rebounded by Commons.
It's going to be a tough matchup tonight for Williams when he's playing up against Morrow.
Bennett uses a high screener roll with Williams. He fakes the shot, gets McMorrow up in the air, reverse dribble, off the glass, draws a foul.
Something we talked about in the pregame was the Express being aggressive. Kirk Williams Jr. taking it right at Liam McMorrow.
First foul of the game goes against McMorrow, the 7'2" Toronto, Ontario native. Played out of Tennessee Tech, and he is all of 7'2", 275.
And good to see him back on the court after the scare with the injury there in game 1, I believe.
Yes.
Regardless, great to see him back on the court as Kirk Williams Jr. comes out of nowhere for the dunk.
And so Kirk Williams finishes off, gets 3 points out of 2 free throws, and I believe a warning has been given to the Halifax bench already. Of course, we're up in the media booth, so we don't get to hear the dialect between the officials and the benches. So this is all what we believe. So nothing official. Saya Ando loses the handle, drives baseline, puts up a floater, and scores. Saya Ando responds to Kirk Williams' 3 points play with a play of his own.
We see the Halifax Rainmen working in the half-court set, an area where they're extremely effective. The Windsor Express are going to want to push as much transition and fast break basketball as possible. When they're defending in the half-court set, it's going to be tough, but they're going to just have to fight.
Ando misses the free throw. Liam McMorrow is going to be called for early entry. So it'll be Express basketball on the far sideline here. Early goings of Game 6 of the NBL Finals. Bennett working against Ando in the half court. Gets a high screen from Williams. Finds Anderson on the curl. He crosses over. Guarded by Haywood. He's on him already. Kicks it out to Combs at the top of the key. His sweet spot. No good. Cahill with the rebound.
Like Ryan Anderson opening things up by taking it to the rack and then finding the open man.
Ando passes too strong. Quinnell Brown in transition gives it up to Chris Commons. He's off the glass and good.
2 early points off turnovers for the Windsor Express off the big defensive play.
Ando calling the shots again. McMorrow in the low post, faces up, shoots, drops a 10-footer for his first points of the game.
Kirk Williams Jr. giving him all kinds of time to shoot there.
Bennett finds a seam, goes off the glass and good.
We see Tony Bennett being aggressive with the dribble penetration.
7-4 Windsor Express lead here, 2 minutes into the first quarter in Game 6 of the NBL Finals. Halifax leads the series 3-2, and a foul is going to be called on Bennett. Team's second foul, Bennett's first.
The Rainmen, such a poised and collected basketball team. Pep Claros has them ready each time out, just to be relaxed and play basketball like pros.
Ando off the glass, gets it to drop. He finds a little seam and he exploits it. 2 more points for Ando, 7-6 basketball game. High screen, Bennett to his left, kicks it out to Anderson. He drives right. The jumper's no good. Haywood in transition, puts a motor off. Oh, almost Jermaine Daly with the follow-up. He gets his second rebound and goes off the glass and good.
Those are baskets the Express are going to have to make if they're going to win this thing, with Ryan Anderson with the good look.
Ball movement. Commons fakes the shot, gets to the middle of the key, off the glass, and one. Chris Commons.
The Express staying aggressive at the rim, playing big dividends. Every time the Rainmen have scored, the Express have come right back and penetrated, and it's working for them.
Foul against Ando. Commons looking to complete the 3-point play.
He had a very, very quiet trip out to Halifax over the course of the 3 games. He is going to be an X factor in this one.
Commons, the first player in Express history to score 1,000 points in a Windsor jersey. Oh, rebound goes right back to Haywood, and there's Chris Commons with a big block. In transition, Anderson behind his back, finds Williams down low off the glass. Beautiful.
Ryan Anderson creating offense off dribble penetration, again finding the open man.
Ando over to Daly. They swing it over to Cole. He's defended by Quinnell. Switched off, it's Commons. Cole puts up a floater. He doesn't fall. McMorrow with the putback and basket.
3 offensive rebounds now for the Halifax Rainmen.
Quinnell's got a wide open lane. He can't score in transition. Went for the reverse, just put a little too much on it. It falls off the front rim, and here come the Rainmen. Haywood draws a foul. That's going to go against Anderson, coming over late.
Speaking of Anderson, going back to the play prior, what makes him deadly is his ability to take a hard dribble, and he can either shoot or he can take the dribble and create something off of that. So it's excellent to see his skill set as he's being such a versatile player.
Haywood, the Vancouver, BC native, went to St. Mary's University in Halifax. I was speaking to a good friend of mine, Derek Hurst, one day, and he said, "Is that King Handles playing for Halifax?" And that is indeed his Twitter handle.
Very, very good shooting guard out of the backcourt, and an excellent free throw shooter, as we see he makes both.
He had a huge game in Game 5 for Halifax. Quinnell followed up by Kirk. It's good.
Huge baskets for the Express to be able to get out and stick the putback.
14-12 the score. Nigel Spikes, who newly checked into the game, goes off the glass and good.
Someone's got to come over from the weak side and help Kirk Williams Jr. out. That is a tough assignment he's got guarding 7'2" Liam McMorrow.
Bennett over to Quinnell Brown. He turns the corner, rising, shoots, off the glass and good. Count the basket and the foul. The league MVP trying to start off the game hot. 2-point basket is much needed by the Windsor Express.
And again, we're seeing the Halifax Rainmen have tremendous success at the rim. The Windsor Express coming right back and keeping them in this game by just purely by their fight.
Quinnell Brown drew the foul, broke the free throw line, continued the shot and made it off the glass. Finishes the three-point play, and Windsor's got a 17-14 lead. Haywood. Back out to Watson, who's also been a huge factor for the Rainmen in this series. Joey puts up a floater, and Kirk Williams with the rebound draws a foul.
Talk about the X factor, Kirk Williams Jr. A couple boards. He's doing the dirty work out there right now. Tremendously undersized. What an effort.
Kirk Williams Jr. standing at 6'7", going against a couple of trees and Nigel Spikes. And of course, Kevin Young out of Kansas University. Bennett stops for three, off the heel. Haywood with the rebound, he brings it up in transition. Haywood and the basket. Wow. Out of nowhere, he just finds a crease off the glass and good, plus the foul, Joey Haywood.
Yeah, the Rainmen are taking advantage at the rim. We're seeing them have a tremendous amount of success on the right side as Haywood's able to draw the foul.
Haywood back to the free throw line. Windsor crowd trying to make Haywood miss the free throw, but he knocks it through. All twine, and he ties this game up at 17.
Haywood now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe.
Q Brown looking inside. Kevin Young all over Chris Commons. That pass deflects off of the hands of Commons and out of bounds.
Kevin Young, the 2014-15 NBL Defensive Player of the Year.
Haywood steps into a jumper, knocks it down. Joey Haywood for two.
Got to be a hand in the face if you're the Windsor Express. A guy like Haywood cannot have that much room to shoot.
Bennett using a high screen from Commons, finds Anderson on the far wing. He's sweeping through, and an offensive foul going to be called against Anderson. Not much of a bump, but a bump nonetheless.
Played like a veteran. So it'll be interesting to see when DeAndre makes his way onto the court.
And that'll take us to our first timeout of the game, media timeout. And of course, game one brought to you by Ticket Wave. Get your event tickets for all live concerts and sports. Visit 720 OLED Avenue in Windsor or visit them on the web at www.theticketwave.com or call 519-997-2845. Also brought to you by Car Compete. Harness the power of the internet with your fingertips when shopping online for used vehicles. Car Compete brings the dealerships to you in the comfort of your own home in one easy-to-use website. Take carcompete.com for a spin today. Pay less for your next vehicle, save time and hassle. That's Car Compete. Exclusive clothing will be closed for renovations until approximately May 10th. Make sure to serve you better with better prices, better product, and better space for a better shopping experience, because it's better when it's exclusive clothing. Mitchell, been a very action-packed first half of the first quarter here at the WFC Center in Game 6. What are your thoughts so far?
We're seeing two very hungry teams going after one another. 19-17, currently the Halifax Rainmen with a 2-point lead. Both teams getting after it. This is just classic, patented, good old basketball.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The NBL Canada showcasing some of the finest talents in the world here in our very own backyard, and it's such a surprise that there's not more people that know about this league, but we're spoiled, to say the least, that we get to call this stuff and get to see it every week. So,
with every year comes tremendous growth in the NBL.
Spikes at the top of the key. New subs in for Windsor. Gary Gibson checking in. Klingscales throws up a floater, and that will end up out of bounds. Windsor Express basketball.
The Express doing a good job there, closing things off defensively.
Good box out by Chris Commons there on, I believe it was Nigel Spikes trying to get the basketball. Commons off the glass, no good.
That's a shot Commons has got to make.
Haywood backing it up, and here comes DeAndre Thomas and Forrest Fisher for the Halifax Rainmen. Kevin Young finding Nigel Spikes in the low post. He can't score from in tight. Gary Gibson with the rebound. Winnell driving, draws a foul on Tyrone Watson.
Tried to sell the offensive foul. No such luck, but a nice try by Watson.
Tyrone Watson was a beast, to say the least, when these teams were playing in the East.
He's had a really good series. He's a very good power forward. Done a great job.
NBL Canadian of the Year. Bennett for three.
Mr. 40 plus with the money ball.
20-19 to score, and there's Watson working in the low post. He gets around Chris Commons, passes it out to Forrest Fisher. So we'll give that possession out to Commons for closing out on Tyrone Watson, forcing him to give up the basketball. And a 3-second violation going to be called now against Halifax.
And the Express with a 1-point lead, doing a wonderful job in the half-court set. No one said it was going to be easy to defend Halifax Rainmen in that scenario, but they're doing a good job considering.
Absolutely. Halifax is smelling blood. They're one victory away from their first NBL championship, so you got to think that they're playing as hard as they possibly can with Pep Claros as their coach.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. They've found a lot of success at the rim. They've pulled in some offensive rebounds. They're defending well. Halifax Rainmen are doing everything Pep Claros has asked them to thus far.
And on the other bench is last year's NBL Canada Coach of the Year. So the chess match has been duly noted throughout the series. Quinnell Brown for three, can't knock it down. Looking for a foul, not going to get it. Kevin Young with the basketball now. In a hurry, bringing it up the floor. Watson off the glass, no good. Nigel Spikes with the putback, it's good.
And that's the offensive rebounds that are going to kill the Express. Want to go back to Kevin Young real quick. How many times in this series has he fired a ball to the opposite post in the paint or found someone down low? You know it's almost automatic with him.
And a jump ball going to be called in the low post. DeAndre Thomas received it on the roll. And just got tied up with the opponent, but the Express will maintain possession due to the alternate possession rule.
And Kevin Loisel comes in, instant energy injected into the Windsor Express lineup when he's on the floor.
Loisel receives the inbound, finds a cutting Tony Bennett. Bennett off the glass, no good. Hugh Brown with the O-board, scores in tight.
We see the importance of offensive rebounds for both teams so far in this one.
Young for three, too strong, rebounded by Gibson.
2 boards for Gary Gibson.
And a foul going to be called on Tyrone Watson away from the basketball.
The refs calling a tightly contested game so far, and probably a good thing to keep emotions in check, make sure these guys are executing.
Watson pleading his case with the official, but he is going to be called for holding Quinnell Brown, and the Rainmen are already in bonus with 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Yeah, it's been scrappy. There's no doubt about that this series, and here's where we start talking about the importance of free throws.
Quinnell Brown makes the first.
A fantastic free throw shooter himself, up over 70% on the season. The NBL MVP, Quinnell Brown.
Yeah, no shortage of accolades between these two teams over the course of the regular season. Watson named the top Canadian of the league. Kevin Young named the Defensive Player of the Year. Pep Claros named the Coach of the Year. All well-deserved. And, of course, many of these players being named to the NBL first, second, and third teams as well.
We have both of our conference championships, essentially the two best teams in the NBL going head-to-head.
So it's no surprise that they're playing this deep into the series. Young on the roll, crosses over, puts up a floater, just doesn't fall. Ends up in the hands of Kale. He finds Young, and he goes off the glass and good.
Kevin Young.
Windsor, Bennett for three. Rotated the ball for a quick shot. It just goes off the front rim, and here come the Rainmen. Young going against Loisel. Off the glass, no good. Spikes with the O-board, but his pass is picked off by Bennett. Beautiful pass from Bennett over to Gibson for two.
Windsor boy Gary Gibson finishing on the right side.
Don't know if that was an intentional pass, but it ends up in Gibson's hands nonetheless, and it results in a two-point basket. Klingscales working inside, can't get it to fall, knocked out of bounds by the Express.
And going back to the Gibson basket very quickly, it started with a big defensive play. It was the Tony Bennett steal that made it able that they were able to score there. So kudos to the Express defense.
Halifax basketball with a fresh shot clock. Klingscales, the inbounder, throws it up for Jermaine Daly, and the Halifax will go to work. Kale on the far wing steps into a three, can't get it to fall. DeAndre with the rebound.
You don't want Kale to start heating up from the three-point line, that's for sure.
Forrest Fisher going to be charged with a blocking foul. Quinnell Brown in transition. And because of the foul, he'll go back to the free throw line.
And the Express will take it. The Rainmen doing everything in their power to step over and take some offensive fouls, just not going their way with the referees thus far.
When I was watching Game 5 on Sunday, thanks to Eastlink, saw some really good defensive rotation by Halifax, namely Tyrone Watson, who took a couple of bumps in down low. So some defensive pride being shown by Halifax here.
Of course, and it's reminiscent of a team that plays good defense. It's a cause of a turnover, and it's in a way to get the ball back. So certainly a strategy that they look to employ with pride.
Klingscales into the front court, looking to set up the Halifax offense. 28-23, Windsor leads. Kevin Young, jab step, puts up a three and knocks it down. The Kansas University product showing off the range.
Right in Loisel's grill.
2-point game, 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. That ball knocked out of bounds by Jermaine Daly. So Windsor will take over possession with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Quinnell Brown directing traffic. Jamarcus Ellis checks into the game. Gibson at the top of the key, swings it over to Ellis. He's at the free throw line. Gets around a couple defenders off the glass and good.
With a distinct size advantage over his defender, Jamarcus Ellis showing off that length.
Klingscales working in tight, kicks it out to Young. Jab step, drives to his right, trying to find Klingscales. He does get it eventually. Back out to Foster. He stops, pops for three, leaves it short. Into the hands. There's Jamarcus Ellis now. Sky high off the glass and good.
The Express finish once again in transition.
Final seconds of the first quarter. Windsor up 32-26. Pedro Foster gets a high screen from Jermaine Daly. Backed off the three-point line from DeAndre and is charged with a foul.
Some aggressive on-ball defense by the 300-pound center, DeAndre Thomas. I love the effort, though.
Bill Jones liking the effort as well. He gives his big man a high five for some good on-ball defense. Charged for the foul, but only 6 seconds remain in the quarter.
5.8 left on the clock in the first quarter. The Halifax Rainmen will look to score here, no doubt.
Daly receives the inbound. Finds Foster. He turns, shoots, draws a foul. That was Gary Gibson on Foster's hip. And he'll get 2 free throws. Good execution by the Rainmen.
Not a lot of time for the Windsor Express to get off a shot following the free throws either, with 1.1 left on the clock. Halifax able to potentially generate some offense to close the quarter.
And Foster makes the first. Looking to make it a 4-point game. Foster lines it up and fills it up. DeAndre running the baseline. Long pass into Kevin Loisel. He's got a shot. Oh, just off the mark. And that is how the first quarter ends. The Express come out with a 32-28 lead, and a much-needed lead if you're an Express fan.
We talked about the importance of the Express getting out of the gate, and they did that. They're ending the first quarter with a 4-point lead. Both teams played extremely well. The Halifax Rainmen were fantastic on the offensive glass. They looked good in the half-court set. They got into some foul trouble, which allowed the Express to generate some extra offense. Overall, a fantastic first quarter by both sides. The Windsor Express need to really look at containing the offensive glass, and hopefully their long balls start to fall soon, because they didn't have a lot of success from the 3-point line. Overall, Brett, gotta love the first quarter of this game.
Couldn't agree with you more. And where the Express were unable to knock down threes, they were able to knock down transition baskets off of turnovers, which is a big reason why they're up 4 points.
There's no doubt about it. We've seen a few big defensive plays turn into offense, and that's been the story with them all year long. Great defense turning into even better offense. They pride themselves on that. It's part of the blueprint for this team. They should look to continue that throughout. We've seen the active hands generate some steals that ended up turning into what you talked about, transition layups.
And while you're transitioning into summer, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you visit Tantalizing Tanning, now under new management. Make sure to visit them at 2625 Howard Avenue in Windsor, Ontario. And they're not just friends and co-workers, they're a family, and they are all cooked. Cooked is a web series comedy drama about a rowdy group working in a bar. Cooked is uniquely funny, wacky, outrageous, and all filmed right here in Windsor, Ontario. Check out the Cooked Kickstarter campaign at www.kickstarter.com and help them reach their goal. This new web series will be the hottest thing cooking in 2015. And also, Game 2 brought to you by the North America Basketball Association. Make sure to start your spring with the Windsor Bridgians. Sign up now for the 5K walk run on May 24, brought to you by the Windsor Bridgians. Make sure to register at raceroster.com or contact info@windsorbridgians.com for more information. This event supports the 28th Annual North America Basketball Association's Intercity Basketball Tournament being held in Windsor this September and is proudly sponsored by Knockstrom.tv. And of course, we'd like to thank you all for joining us on Knockstrom.tv for Game 6 of the NBL Finals between the Halifax Rainmen and Windsor Express. Halifax leading the series 3-2, so Windsor needs a win tonight to extend it to a 7th game. Opening possession now for the Rainmen. Forrest Fisher looking inside to Jermaine Daly. Gets a shovel pass from Daly and knocks down a jumper. Forrest Fisher with his first basket of the game.
Good way to open the quarter. If you're the Halifax Rainmen, they were able to close with the free throw and then open with a 2-point basket.
DeAndre working against Jermaine Daly, finds Kirk Williams at the opposite elbow, and he can't knock down the jumper. Back in transition come the Rainmen, Seiya Ando. Kevin Young facing up on Jamarcus, but he's charged with a reach. Young wants to put it on the floor, but Ellis just got a little bit too much wrist before he got the ball, so he'll be charged with a foul.
Team first.
Young over to Ando on the inbound. Gets a high screen from Kale. 10 seconds on the shot clock. High screen. Ando sets up. Does not knock down the three. Oh, and the outlet pass from DeAndre to Kevin Loisel goes through Kev's fingers. And that'll be Halifax basketball.
A shame. Only the third turnover for the Express, and actually Halifax has 3 as well. So both teams playing very careful basketball.
32 to 30 the score. 1 minute into the second Q. Forrest Fisher, let's go over 3. It's just short, and Kirk Williams with the rebound.
5 total rebounds for Kirk Williams Jr. Cleaning up the glass.
DeAndre Thomas facing up on Daly once again, looking at all of his options, looking for a teammate. Spins out of the double team. Gibson, nice touch pass over to Loisel. He just can't get his hands on it though. Young in transition. No, can't knock down the reverse layup.
Fantastic job by Jamarcus Ellis to come up with that rebound.
And Ellis working against Young right now. And Young's going to be called for a reach-in foul.
Halifax is selling, but the refs are not buying.
Halifax foul number 28.
Going back quickly to the DeAndre play, when he gets into those double and triple teams, it's going to help him if players create and use space by getting open so he can find a clean pass for a nice jump shot.
And it's good that he's recognizing the double teams and facing up and looking at all of his options. As Kevin Loisel takes a 3, too strong. Taken by Young, and he's up the floor in a hurry. Gets a bump from Gibson and can't knock down the shot, but he will go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, Young using that big strong body with the size advantage there over Gibson, able to draw a foul.
Team in second.
Young out of Kansas University, Big 12 guy making his presence felt here
At the line for Halifax,
in the NBL Canada.
Kevin Young.
Made a triple in the first quarter. He's also got 5 points and a board.
Add a free throw to that, and another one to come.
Yeah, make it 6 for the NBL Defensive Player of the Year. And he has been so much fun to watch on both ends of the floor, Brett.
Young knocks down both free throws, ties the game up in 32. No baskets so far in the second quarter for the Windsor Express.
And the Rainmen 7 for 8 from the free throw line. The Express 7 for 8, so no slouches themselves from the charity stripe. Both teams shooting great from the free throw line so far.
Gibson turning the corner, kicks it out to Bennett. He crosses over, gives it to Gibson in the corner. He drives, draws a foul. Windsor's own Gary Gibson working as hard as he can. He draws a foul there, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Kevin Young. That's his
Having him back healthy for the Express was huge and instrumental in their own playoff run. As the work he does out of the backcourt, certainly on the defensive end, so important. As you see there, he was able to attack the rim aggressively and draw the foul.
And it seems like so long ago that we were in early March talking about the Windsor versus Mississauga series where they didn't have the services of DeAndre or Gary Gibson. Seems like a long time ago, Mitch. That's how long these playoff runs can go.
And a testament to how hard they fought. I mean, it hasn't been an easy road, that's for sure, if you're the Windsor Express.
And of course, Liam McMorrow going down in Game 1 of the NBL series and sitting out for Game 2. So Halifax has had their own injuries, to say the least.
No doubt about it. They've been a team that have executed all year long.
Ando blocked by Commons. Another block for Commons here in the early goings of the first half.
You're correct, my friend. He has 2 to go along with 5 points. Key defensive stops for the Windsor Express.
Turnover on the inbound. Quinnell Brown bringing it up the floor for Windsor now. The MVP to the middle of the floor. Ball moving by the Express. Commons backs it up. He's one-on-one with McMorrow. Crossing over. Commons to his right. Spin, reverse, kicks it out to Gibson. Knocked out of bounds by Seiya Ando. Right in front of the mayor of Windsor, Drew Dilkins.
who traveled out to Halifax to support these guys. What a wonderful a thing to do, and a testament to the commitment that he has towards the city and the Windsor Express, and the NBL for that matter.
Kevin Young steals it on the inbound,
Oh,
and Commons gives him a foul to take away the transition basket. Young throws it down
yeah, he
anyway, showing off the skill.
Press foul to number
And,
24, Chris Commons, his second,
I believe-
team third.
that's a good foul if
Yes.
you're Chris Commons. You don't want to let Kevin Young do that in game and steal the momentum. So I like it if I'm Chris Commons right now.
At the line for Halifax, Kevin Young.
So if they're calling a clear path foul, then Kevin Young will have 2 free throws and the ball for the
Oh.
Halifax Rainmen.
Okay, maybe I want to retract and hit the rewind button.
It seemed as though Commons was even with him at the time.
It is what
but
it is.
It is what it is. They've got.
Yep.
We're up here. We don't see anything. They got the hardest job on the floor. So
No doubt. The Express have had several calls work out their way. It's just the balance of basketball.
And with the split free throw trip, then that does make it not to say that it's not acceptable, but it's makes it a little less harder to swallow that they get the ball back because he missed 1 free throw. Haywood puts up a floater. It just rattles out, and QB with the rebound.
Started with a beautiful McMorrow screen.
Commons at the 3-point line playing give and go with Bennett. High screen. Bennett turning the corner, kicks it into the corner. Anderson fakes the shot, takes the shot. Oh, just rims out.
There was that one hard dribble I was talking about. Won't be too long before those start falling for the Windsor Express. So they hope.
8:30 to go here in the second Q. Windsor up 1. Seiya Ando lets it go and erases the 1-point lead for the Express and gives Halifax their first lead of the game.
And that man is perfect from the field tonight as he has 7 points.
Anderson working against Haywood. And Haywood's going to be called for a foul. Anderson and Haywood doing a little bit of hand fighting there. So
His first
2 very intelligent players going at it right there, but Anderson draws the foul on this possession.
What I'm liking about the Express in the half-court set is the volume passing. We're seeing 3-4 touch passes before shots. That's a way to keep the Rainmen guessing.
Bennett finds a clear path, has the ball knocked out of bounds.
Express ball.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Quinnell Brown, the inbounder. He gets it over to Commons. Anderson on the curl. Finds Williams. Gets the bounce. Gets the bump. Draws the foul on McMorrow.
And I thought Ryan Anderson was going to shoot that shot. Very selfless play, finding Williams at the rim.
Making that extra pass. It seems the Express are trying to work the ball around the defense of the Halifax Rainmen rather than shoot above it. So a little bit of a little change of pace for the Express today. We've seen so many jump shots before, but this time it seems like they're making the extra pass, get it down low, trying to find the easy basket.
There seems to be a player available and open in the post, so they're taking advantage of that.
Ando knocks it down. Seiya.
The man's on fire.
Seiya Ando.
And then Quinnell Brown right away, right to the rim.
And now he's now in double figures with 11, and if you're the Express, that's exactly what you need to do off a big 3-point shot by the Rainmen.
1-point deficit. Halifax. Oh, nice pass from Ando, but McMorrow does complete the play, looking for the dunk, but it rattles in. The lead pass for Kirk Williams is going to cause a traveling call.
McMorrow ended up behind the play anyway. He couldn't get control of that basketball with the 7-footer running next to him.
3-point lead for the Rainmen. Good half so far from Seiya Ando. He's gotten his teammates involved and scored the basketball as well.
It's just such a threat from the guard position when you can dribble, penetrate, you can pull up and shoot, or you can pass it into the paint. He's a very accomplished and versatile player.
Native of Tokyo, Japan, Seiya Ando.
Very smooth game.
Haywood gets doubled by the Express. Oh, finds Pedro Foster. Liam McMorrow cutting to the basket, and he's called for traveling.
They are just going to, the Rainmen, pardon me, are just going to continue to feed that ball in the post. There is just such a size advantage.
41-38 the score. Anderson into Tony Bennett. He's driving, finds Anderson underneath the basket. Oh, he can't convert in close. Anderson wants that one back. Haywood in transition. Kicks it out to Foster. Ando gets a high screen from Daly. Finds McMorrow on the roll. Liam McMorrow at the rim.
Very smooth. Good footwork for a big man. I'm impressed with McMorrow, the job he's done in the paint so far.
Quinnell Brown working down low. Bennett with a pass intended for him, but a foul is going to be called on Foster. So Windsor down 5 points now midway through the second quarter in a must-win game, trailing 3-2 in the series.
Great teamwork going on for Windsor, especially around the rim. They're finding the open man. Things just aren't falling. They've just got to stick with the game plan.
Quinnell, tried to find a cutting Kirk Williams. Picking it up is Clinkscales, and he scores at the basket, and Coach Bill Jones has seen enough. He's ready to call a timeout in the middle of quarter number 2.
And a good time to call the timeout if you're Bill Jones, to get everybody settled. We're still at a single point lead, so yes. If you're the Windsor Express, great time to get things together.
Halifax leading 45-38 here in Game 6. And of course, Game 6 brought to you by TicketWave.com. Get your event tickets for all live concerts and sports. Visit 720 Ouellette or theticketwave.com for your tickets, or call 519-997-2845. That's TicketWave.com. Car Compete harnesses the power of the internet to your fingertips when shopping online for used vehicles. Car Compete brings the dealerships to you in the comfort of your own home in one easy-to-use website. Take CarCompete.com for a spin today. Pay less for your next vehicle, save time and hassle. Exclusive Clothing will be closed for renovations until approximately May 10th to serve you better with better prices, better product, and better space for a better shopping experience, because it's better when it's Exclusive Clothing. 30 seconds left in the timeout called by Bill Jones. His team down 7 points. Mitch, what needs to change?
The Windsor Express need to do everything possible to close things off in the paint, not give up any offensive rebounds, and try not to let McMorrow have his way at the rim. Easier said than done.
Oh, yes.
But is this something they've got to work through? Changing defensive assignments, working with different guys on the defensive end to take up that spot. Kirk Williams Jr. has done a fantastic job thus far in the paint. It's going to be tough there all night long if you're the Windsor Express.
Many league representatives here. We see Audley Stevenson and some other owners from across the league. We see David Magley of the Brampton A's, who took the Express to Game 7 in the conference finals, as well as London Lightning owner Vito. Out of the timeout, Commons working against Daly, puts up a skyhook over Spikes, and it's good.
Up over the big man, Nigel Spikes.
Chris Commons with a big basket out of the timeout for the Express. They trail by 5. Now looking to stop the Rainmen. Foster just can't get the basket to fall. Anderson pushing the ball in transition, spinning in tight, and drawing a foul. That's going to go against Daly, I believe.
So the Express scoring basket out of the timeout, very important. And then Anderson with the rebound, able to get things out in transition.
Haywood charged with the foul. Windsor setting up an inbounds play. Anderson gets it in tight and draws another foul. So a pair of fouls in a very short span. That's going to go against Joey Haywood, another one. So Anderson to the line now. And more importantly, that's Joey Haywood's third foul, Mitch.
Yeah, these things are going to become very, very, very important factors down the road. We've also seen DeAndre come on matching up with Spikes as our new marquee matchup in the paint. It'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Anderson misses the first free throw. Behind the play, I see Commons getting some instruction from Coach Bill Jones. That big basket out of the timeout for Commons, and Anderson splits the free throws, makes it a 4-point deficit.
And broke the goose egg. Anderson now on the board.
Klingscales, no one home. Scores off the glass and good.
Defensive miscue there for the Windsor Express.
And he is so quick off the dribble, you got to make sure you know where he is at all times.
Absolutely.
Bennett kicks it out to Quinnell. Anderson for three. Off the heel, Bennett with the rebound, over to Commons. Long jumper, no good.
The Express extremely cold from the field tonight so far.
Commons hedging out on the screen. Daly working against DeAndre, puts up a shot, and it goes in. Jermaine Daly taking a bump from DeAndre, lets go of the jumper and knocks it down. Take an 8-point lead for Halifax. Bennett driving, gives it over to Commons. And he draws a foul from Daly.
And able to get to the rim to try to chip away at this 8-point lead the Raymans have accumulated. Where Windsor's had their most success tonight is at the rim.
At the line for Windsor, number 24, Chris Commons.
Commons to the free throw line. Knocks down the first. CC looking to make it two made free throws. He does just that. And he'll go to the bench in favor of Kirk Williams Jr., but it's good to see Chris Commons scoring the basketball for the Express.
Absolutely. All these free throws are going to add up by the time we get to the two-quarter mark.
Just over 4 minutes to go here in the second Q. Windsor down 6. Klingscales travels.
And another turnover for the Halifax Rainmen. This is where the Express need to take advantage and convert and score off of these turnovers.
Bennett working against Klingscales. A pair of 12s going at it. DeAndre at the high post, faces up on Nigel Spikes. Driving, loses it. Daly tried to grab it, but he is out of bounds, and it'll be Express basketball. Fresh shot clock as well.
The Rainmen have given DeAndre all kinds of problems in this series. He's had a really tough time getting it going, but he's doing a good job out there leading and passing the basketball.
QB inbounds it. Offensive foul going to be called on an illegal screen set by Kirk Williams Jr. They're trying to find QB on the curl. The screen, they'll say, was illegal.
These referees are doing a wonderful job tonight calling this game.
Foster working against Brown. Foster for three. Knocks it down.
And there was two Rainman screens before Foster let go of that three-pointer. Creating space for the guard to put up the tray.
Halifax trying to end the series tonight on the road in Game 6. Pass deflected by Forrest Fisher. He brings it up in transition, stops at the three-point line, hands it off to Foster, and here come the Rainmen. Halifax, Pedro for three, it's good. 12-point lead for the Rainmen now.
Deadly shooting by the Halifax Rainmen, who are extending this lead.
Out to Quinnell Brown, uses a high screen from DeAndre, loses it, gets it back, scores on the run.
And a much-needed basket from the Express leader.
Foster using a high screen once again, using 2 high screens. Jermaine Daly, no, over to Clinkscales now. He lets go of a 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Thomas, and here come the Express. Anderson in transition. Crossing over to the rack. No good. Forrest Fisher with the board.
Anderson struggling offensively tonight so far.
Nigel Spice looking to complete the alley-oop. They're going to call DeAndre Thomas for a foul in the process. Nigel Spice to the line for 2.
And you see Tony Bennett calling everybody together to keep the guys calm and get through this little rut they're having as they're down by 10. Rainmen in control.
Anderson checks out. Jamarcus Ellis checks in.
At the line for Halifax, number 42, Nigel Spikes.
Spikes knocks down the first. And Kevin Loisel set to join the action. He's waiting for a sub.
6'11", Nigel Spikes out of Fort Lauderdale.
Knocks down both. Loisel checks in for DeAndre.
When your big men are Nigel Spikes and Liam McMorrow, you're doing all right. Those guys are just fantastic big men in this league.
2 minutes to go until halftime. Forrest Fisher going to be called for a foul on QB. And I believe Quinnell will go to the free throw line, because we are in bonus.
And if you're the Express, he's probably the guy you want on the line.
Trying to trim this lead, pardon me. And what a pleasure it's been watching Quinnell Brown work this season. The league's MVP.
Yeah, not only throughout the regular season, but the playoffs as well. He's put up some serious numbers. Wasn't named the MVP for nothing, that's for sure. Quinnell Brown has been fantastic for the Windsor Express.
Forrest Fisher loses it. Kale's there to save it, and Jermaine Daly's there on the rotation. Halifax doing whatever it takes tonight. Clinkscales at the free throw line. And a foul's going to be called. I believe that's going to go against Kevin. Loisel, yes.
Kevin Young checks back in. $1:32 left in the second quarter.
Windsor down 10 points. Young playing. Oh no, he's going to be called for a charge.
Kevin Loisel slides over to the left lane just in time.
Saves the basket. Nigel Spikes was going to slam it home if not for the call, pardon me.
And a chance for the Express to get it back to single digits.
Ball goes through the wickets. No, they get it back. Kirk Williams to the line after that series of plays. A pass went through the wickets of Kirk Williams Jr. It goes off a foot or a hand. He gets it back, goes to the rack, and draws a foul.
The wickets. Is that a cricket reference?
Yes.
Nice.
It's that time of year, cricket season.
You know who else plays cricket? My friend Jess Clay.
Nice.
She's listening right now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Anyway,
for
back
us.
to basketball.
Thank you all for joining us here on Knoxstrom.tv for Game 6 of the NBL Canada Finals. Windsor currently trailing by 10. Make that 9 after the Kirk Williams Jr. free throw.
And the Express will be able to go into the dressing room happy with the job they've done from the line. Talked about how important these free throws would be at the start of the game. Now down by 9, it's showing.
Foster bringing the ball up the floor. He's up the timeline in a hurry. Just over 1 minute to go here in the first half. Kale stops on a dime, working on Quinnell. He just can't get the roll off the rim. QB in transition at the rack.
What a finish for the MVP, Quinnell Brown.
7-point deficit now. Halifax looking to respond. Take some time off the clock. Foster for three. Yes, he did.
Just deadly.
Pedro Foster, his third three of the half. It's good. They're going to call a foul away from the play after the ball went through the hoop. So it'll be a Windsor ball. Spike's going to be called for the foul. So Loisel to the free throw line. Down 10 points, but Halifax going to get the basketball right after these free throws.
Loisel worked hard at the free throw line this season, and his hard work is paying off. The evidence is on the floor, Mr. Brett Hedges.
That's right. Kevin Loisel, the all-time franchise leader in games played for the Windsor Express. The Montreal native. Splits the pair of free throws. 9 points is the deficit with 30 seconds to go in the first half.
With 7 seconds difference on the shot clock.
Foster crossing over once again. Finds Spikes on the roll, but a foul's going to be called right before. That would have been a pretty play.
Yeah, luckily the whistle went if you're the Windsor Express.
Express foul to number 10, Kevin Loisel, his second.
So Loisel's second foul will send Foster to the free throw line.
For Halifax, number 2, Pedro Foster.
18 and a half to go here in the first half. And an entertaining half, to say the least. Over 110 points scored so far.
And now, we do see a lot of size on the court for the Rainmen, but they don't have their two big men out. So this is a good opportunity for the Express to come back down and make something happen at the rim. He misses, get the offensive rebound.
Foster puts the first free throw through the hoop. Commons, Gibson, Bennett, Brown, and Williams. Foster.
I'd think that might have been coming out.
The ball was coming out of the hoop, and Quinnell Brown unintentionally knocked it in. Are they going to say 1 point or 2? I believe they're going to say 2 points.
Yeah, he was after that rebound.
Gibson finds Quinnell Brown. He's doubled. Kicks it out to Bennett. Extra pass down low to Williams. He can't get it to fall. 5 seconds to go. Clinkscale's in a hurry. Over to Cale, and he finishes. No, he doesn't. Tried to make it 14 points at the half, but instead Halifax will go up. Will go into halftime up 12.
And the Express, with a little bit of a breakdown in the closing seconds of the second quarter, got away with one there as the Rainmen couldn't convert.
63-51 the score here with a 15-minute break for halftime. And while you've got some time, folks, make sure to visit Tantalizing Tanning underneath new management. Visit them at 2625 Howard Avenue. And of course, make sure to watch the new web series, Cooked. They're not just friends and co-workers, they're a family, and they are all cooked. Cooked is a web series comedy drama about a rowdy group working in a bar. It is uniquely funny, wacky, and outrageous, and filmed all right here in Windsor. Check out Kickstarter.com to help them reach their goal for the new hottest thing cooking in 2015. Mitch, we saw a lot of action here in the first half. What are your thoughts about that beautiful basketball that we just watched?
We're watching the Halifax Rainmen try to close things out and win this title on the road. They've been really poised. They've done everything well, except the volume of fouling. Everything that the Halifax Rainmen have done, they've executed well. Pep Claros has prepared this team. They are deadly from the three-point line right now. They're also doing a good job making things happen at the rim. They're communicating and they're playing very good basketball. The Express are fighting with their lives to stay alive. Now, all things considered, they did a really good job. There's a lot of shots and plays that they'd like to have back. A lot of things bounced out the rim, but that's the way it is with basketball. They were a little bit cold from the field. I look and hope that they shoot the jump shot with some more precision and at a higher rate of efficiency in the second half. They did a good job in the paint themselves. They played great in transition. They've just got to really, really work hard in the second half.
First half is over. We're going to step back for a few moments and enjoy the halftime show. You're watching NBO Canada basketball on Knockstrom.tv, the home of the Windsor Express. We'll join you shortly, everyone.
Well, at first, I was afraid. I was petrified. I kept thinking that I could never live.
How are you?
I was so many nights thinking, how we doing wrong?
Nothing much, you. You were at my Jan, right? Well, you didn't stay long.
No, my girlfriend was going home. She was going to Pittsburgh the next day, so I started.
She's from Pittsburgh?
No, she was going for like a board retreat or whatever. So I told her I would hang out with her, so I couldn't stay long. It was good though. How'd you enjoy everything?
It was stressful hosting it.
Yeah, it was. Last minute changes and everything. Yeah.
You guys still got mad at us for not knowing. I'm like, but it was a last minute change.
It is what it is, right? I guess it could be worse. She could be mad at you for yelling at the guests before everything even started.
That was the worst. Yeah, that was awful.
Not a good way to start, but you guys bounced back. You narrated well.
Thank you.
That's good.
I tried to keep it sweet,
You did well. You did well. It was genuine, you could tell. You guys were excited for everyone to be there. And as second years, you wanted to showcase your work, right? So what's up now? Finishing up school? Last week at school?
Today I finished.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm coming back for third year then, so
Okay.
it's gonna be stressful. I still have 4 credits I need to get before third year, so I have to come back for a full spring term. Yeah, kind of sucks, but
Hey,
whatever.
I had to take the extra year too to finish up. It's a 2-year program, but it should be 3.
Yeah,
It's a lot of stuff.
It is.
It is. Like,
Especially this semester. Last semester of the second year, it should not be so cramped.
yeah.
All good first half. Yeah. Hopefully, probably will be, eh?
got the volume up. Let's keep it on. That's fine. I'll give you the signal when you can talk. Okay?
Oh, so close, right off the rim. Now it's time for the half-court shot.
Where are you?
And cheer them on, make some noise. Oh, almost. Great job, standing. Windsor Express keeping standing and cash on display.
Are you going to read the ladies of the red tab?
The Windsor Express would like to thank the following sponsors for their support this season. Allstate, Batter Bus, DMR Windsor Building Center, Culligan Water, the Windsor Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator, Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites Ambassador Bridge,
Let's go up with them.
Joseph's Farm Market, Kipping Tire and Automotive, the Serbian Center, Superior Signs and more, Tourism Windsor Essex Feely Island, Next Level Athletics, Windsor Athletic Therapy and Massage, Nordstrom Digital Media, Drive Logistics, IBEW Local 773, and Blackbird Radio. Make sure you listen to Mix 96.7, Windsor's Country 95.9, and the all-new 100.7 Cool FM. The Windsor Express would like to thank the following groups and birthdays coming out tonight. Sandwich King Action Group, IBEW, and some happy birthdays going out to Siri Lepos, turning 9 years old. Happy birthday going out to Rachel McKellar. Happy birthday going out to Hannah, turning 10. Happy 31st anniversary to Kevin and Colleen.
Yes, right there. Just tell
The Windsor Express thank all of our groups and birthdays for coming out and celebrating with your Windsor Express.
Yes, we start with. I'll bring it. Sit it down. We have 2 minutes. Hurry.
Testing, testing.
It's Shay Rochelle here with Knoxstrom Digital Media. I am here at Game 6, the finals. This is it. Hopefully they win it tonight. They need to pick it up a little bit, right? All right, now tell me who I'm with. I'm with some extreme fans here. What are your names? Rose. And I'm Fran. Okay, and you guys got some beautiful hair going on. What's with this getup? It looks amazing. Well, it's fan wear. It's fan wear. Did you make it yourselves? No, it's from the dollar store. Oh, I love it. I love it. So what do you think needs to be done today to get them back where they need to be in the lead? Oh, they need to get more balls in the basket. Hey, that's profound. It's true though. That's what they need, right? All right. Now, who's your favorite player? Lozelle. Let's give them a cheer. Their best cheer. All right. Thanks, guys. Back to you and back to the game.
Thank you very much, Shay, and what a wonderful interview with some of our wonderful fans here at the WFCU Center. And the best fan of the NBO Canada is in the booth with us now here.
I love it. Thank you.
We've got Audley Stevenson. And Audley, how was your drive with the championship trophy down to Windsor?
Yeah, we did okay. You know, we only made a couple stops, but the trophy's is safe. It's very safe and sound at this point.
Absolutely.
We don't know if we're giving it out or not tonight, but we'll see.
You never know, right? What are your thoughts about the first half of basketball that we just watched?
You know, the Halifax Rainmen, a.k.a. the San Antonio Spurs, contributions from everyone that steps on the floor at different points of the game. We saw the end of that second quarter, P.J. Foster go to work, some huge shots. Liam McMurrow early in the first quarter, great contributions. So, you know, that's their makeup. You don't know on a nightly basis who's going to kill you. They're a team concept from top to bottom.
Windsor Express looking to cut into a 12-point deficit. Ryan Anderson faces up on Fisher. Commons in the low post, defended by Daly. Puts up a hook shot, and it's good to go. In the opening possession of the second half, pardon me.
CC's is one of those guys that really got to get going for him. You know, he's not looking for the outside shot, so to see him work in the post might be a good way of opening that shot for him.
Ando working two high screens there. A sharpshooter in the first half. Working to his left now, gives an up fake, finds Forrest Fisher. Let's go over three, and knocks it down. Forrest Fisher.
The whole shot clock on that one.
And the Rainmen now 7 for 13
Yep.
from beyond the arc.
Wow.
They shot 50% from the field in the first half, 79% from the line, and 50% from the three-point land.
And conversely, Windsor is 1 for 8.
Quinnell Brown fouled down low, going to the basket. Looked to throw a slam dunk down, but fouled in the process.
Well, you know, halftime, Bill Jones says he wants energy and he wants something to get these. He wants these guys to do something to get the fans into it. So a dunk can do it for you.
Absolutely.
You know, when you look at some of the things the Express did in the first half, they kept up. 19 total rebounds for the Express, 20 for the Rainmen.
Great
job. So they did a great job on the glass. They were also 16 of 32 from the field, so they shot 50%. Now 1 from 8 from the three-point line. When you shoot 50% and 1 from 8 from three-point line, you've done something right. They've done a good job at the rim.
Yep.
Bennett falls down. Good rotation from the Express to cover up all the areas. Forrest Fisher in the middle of the key. Can't knock it down. And then Quinnell Brown's going to be called for a foul on the rebound. Trying to work against Liam McMorrow. That's a tall task.
That's a big body.
7'2", 275. Liam McMorrow, Canadian, doing hard work down there for the Halifax Rainmen.
I mean, Rainmen fans listening need to know that their squad is so confident on the bench right now. They are. I mean, every basket. You know, you see them. Say Ando with the lay-in. They're just so confident right now.
They're executing in a fine precision fashion.
I like that word, precision.
Bennett at the free throw line gives it into Commons in the low post, working against Daly and draws a foul.
Yeah, you can see Chris is making a concerted effort a conscious effort to go to work down on that post, on that block.
And he's got to do it. It's a place he's found success all season long, to reach into that toolbox with the plethora of moves he has down there and make something happen.
Right.
Anderson going to work now on the low post. No, Anderson goes down hard. Kirk Williams tried to save it from going out of bounds. Unsuccessful. It's Halifax basketball.
Anderson's struggling in this one. He's got 3 turnovers, and he's 0 for 5 from the field. He's another guy the Express absolutely need to wake up if they're going to extend this series.
You got it.
13-point deficit now, 2 minutes into the third quarter. Here in Game 6. Forrest Fisher finds McMorrow on the roll, just out of his reach. No, McMorrow gets it back. Now it's in the hands of Ando.
Mad scramble.
Leaves it short on the shot, but Ando's there to pick it up on the rebound. Tipped out from Bennett. Fresh shot clock for the Rainmen. Fisher gets a high screen. Good hedge out there from Commons. Passes deflected, but into the hands of Daly to Kaol, and the putback from McMorrow.
The ball is bouncing the way of the Halifax Rainmen. I mean, you saw 3 tips on that possession, and Windsor couldn't come up with the ball.
7 offensive rebounds now for the Rainmen.
Halifax fouls number 3.
Bennett draws a foul on Ando. That's his second.
And again, Windsor is in catch-up mode, down by 15.
And Daly's going to be called for a foul on the inbound. Commons, the victim.
Number 2, 22.
I want to give a shout-out to the players, how they made the game-to-game adjustment, recognizing how it's going to be called tonight by the refs. And I think they've adjusted great if you consider some of the other games that we've seen in the series.
Agreed, and both teams doing a fantastic job from the line. Excellent free throw shooting in this one.
Quinnell Brown, that's a high screen from Commons, kicks it out to TB. TB to his right, long jumper, knocks it down. 2-pointer.
Huge basket for Mr. 40+.
Yeah, he needs 40+ tonight.
The Express badly needed one, and Tony Bennett stepped up and delivered.
Saya Ando.
Wow.
Saya Ando.
14 points for Saya Ando.
Great confidence for a young player.
And there's Bennett right to the rim.
So the Express finding their hero, per se, in the second half so far.
Yep. You got to make guys play defense, and that's what Tony Bennett's got to do. Can't bail him out.
Ball turned over. Kirk Williams Jr. has it, swings it over to Tony Bennett. Here come the Express. QB on the baseline, driving, short side, off the glass and good.
And now 6 points off turnovers for the Express. Again, big defense, big dividends.
Yep.
Nigel spikes in the middle of the key, kicks it up to Kaol for 3, off the rim. McMorrow down low, gets fouled by Williams.
It's not often that you see both Spikes and McMorrow in at the same time. Big lineup. Obviously, they want to control the boards.
You think? The Twin Towers.
My goodness. The big boys down there, guys.
Biggest.
And DeAndre staying on the bench as the Express will look to play some small ball.
Got to push the ball. I mean, if you got bigs out on the floor, you want to attack them. And that's, we saw TB start this quarter that way as well.
If I put Mitch on my shoulders, we might be able to play one-on-one with McMorrow, but a foul down low on the basket.
I want no part of that barbarian.
I'm good where I'm at. Again, the active defense.
Nigel Spikes trying to save it from going out of bounds. Unsuccessful, but he gets picked up from his head coach for the effort.
I'm not sure what the deflection count is tonight for the Windsor Express, but it's got to be high. They are active.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pregame broadcast, the active hands and how important that is. It's a way for them lacking size to make an impact defensively.
Turnover there. Klingscales at the handle. Nigel Spikes working against Commons, and he's going to get a foul called against him. Oh, as Nigel Spikes runs into a cameraman on the baseline.
Takes on a cameraman, a sign, and what else?
The Silver Stitch sign goes down.
Here we go. Down goes Silver Stitch.
Product placement.
But we've just said the company's name 3 times, so inadvertently, some advertising.
That's why you got to give some to those sideline advertisements.
Oh, they took a pounding this year.
Nigel knocks down the first of 2.
And 3 for 3 from the line tonight, 7 points. Nigel Spikes, really, really quality free throw shooter for a guy that big.
Spikes misses the second. Windsor bringing it up the floor in a hurry. Williams on the baseline. Working against Fisher now. Finds Loisel in the low post and draws a foul on McMorrow.
We've seen several passes enter the lane and finding players under the net.
Yep.
The Express need to finish.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's his third, team fifth.
Photo op here for your humble servant Alejandro.
I'll autograph that for you later, Alex.
Kevin Loisel.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Autograph it for him. Again, guys, I'm really impressed with the officiating tonight. I think they've done a phenomenal job, given what we've seen in this series. Great job.
Yeah, I have the same feelings, and I know Brett feels the same way as well. So it's unanimous.
So my suggestion is for next season that they do every single game. This crew, how's that?
Watson inside the McMorrow, working against Loisel. Big size advantage. The big man going to the short side. Can't knock it down. Loisel bringing it up in transition. Tony Bennett finding a seam right to the rack. And one.
What's up now?
Tony Bennett. Again, I said that he had to get going.
Yeah.
And he recognizes, as a veteran player, the importance of coming out strong in the third quarter.
And he's getting the crowd going now.
And this is what Coach Bill Jones wanted. He said, we got to get the crowd into it, and that's what TB's doing. I think he's going for that 40-plus, like you said.
That's it.
Tony Bennett looking to complete the three-point play. Does so, makes it a 8-point game in the process.
Single digits, very manageable for the Express.
Clinkscales.
Wow. Okay.
Overshot McMorrow. Never thought I'd say that.
That's possible.
Yes.
And McMorrow all alone, though, in the paint. Lucky for the Express, it was overpassed.
Cornell Brown to his left, spinning, shooting, drawing the foul.
That's it.
That's another one on McMorrow.
Now they want the crowd. This is exactly what they wanted.
So
you got even DJ Ford getting the crowd into it.
This could be the start of an Express run.
This is they've definitely been on that run. And listen, if you're Halifax, you had to see this coming. They're at home in a must-win game. They had to. Now it's about withstanding that.
And I'm not sure how many fouls that's going to be on McMorrow, but it's got to be up there in the 4 range, I think.
He had 2 throughout the first 2 quarters, so
that's got to be at least 2 in this quarter for him.
We're likely at 4.
And Young at the free throw line. Quinnell Brown splits from the free throw line.
The intensity turned up for the Windsor Express. You can see it
Absolutely
in the way that they're playing defense.
Absolutely. This is what they're going to have to do. If they want to extend the series, gentlemen, they've got to do exactly this.
Hey, Mitch. Mr. Riley Phillips asked if you say the Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers, I did.
That's what he said. I heard him.
It's good.
He said it, Mr. Phillips.
McMorrow and Nigel Spikes.
The Twin Towers. The Giants.
Certainly not me and Brett Hedges.
No. If the tallest one of us is 5'11", that doesn't really make for Twin Towers.
That was the first time I seen those 2 players together on the court.
And that's exactly what I said. And then you got like Tyrone Watson, who isn't a strong free throw shooter, on the line.
NBLC Canadian of the Year, Tyrone Watson, hearing it from the Windsor Express crowd. Goes 0 for 2.
And the crowd is in this game, folks.
7-point game. Trailing by as many as 15, Windsor has trimmed the deficit. QB rising and shooting.
Boom.
Oh no, halfway down.
That would have
turns it over and one. John Marcus Ellis.
Wow.
We got a game, folks. with the offensive rebound and the putback.
That was a steal from Ellis off of the Watson rebound. Steals it, gets fouled, makes the basket, and gets the crowd into it as well.
I apologize. I jumped the gun on the Quinnell Brown three-pointer. I used my laser vision, my intuition. I thought
it was halfway down. It rattled out.
Usually I'm right there.
And Watson going to be charged with his 5th foul.
That's big.
A big energy guy for the Halifax Rainmen.
Watson has been huge for them off the bench this year. Incredible job.
Yeah.
He's going to be sitting for quite some time now.
And he took advantage of Commons down low quite a few times. He was a guy like you said, could get to the rack and do some things on the post. So a big loss for the Rainmen.
Pressure D going to be put on by Windsor, and Loiselle is going to be called for a foul on Spikes. But if you're the Express, that's a guy you want to double if you're pressing. So someone who's not particularly the best ball handler on the floor for your team, you want to try and force him into some bad decisions. But a foul going to be called, and Clink Scales will take it over.
I would agree with that statement, Mr. Brett Hedges.
4-point game.
Clink Scales
again with the D.
Deflection.
Jamarcus on the bounce, crossing over to his left. Can't get it to fall, but he gets the O board off the glass and draws a foul.
Wow. You know what? Coming into this game, and I will say all series long, Jamarcus Ellis and what he's been able to provide to this team on both ends of the floor. We're seeing it tonight here in his 3rd quarter. His length, his activity, his athleticism, his problems for the Halifax Rainmen.
He's an irreplaceable and important player from the bench.
Very much so.
Unbelievable job. All effort there, Audley.
And a timeout being called on the floor before the free throws by the Express. Down 4, Coach Bill Jones going to settle his team down, not to get too high from this rush from the crowd.
Yeah, you know, you want to temper that obviously, but you want to you want to bottle it too at the same time, and and take a big swig whenever you can.
And talking on the other side here, the Rainmen. This will go to show. This will certainly show where they're at with how they handle the Express run,
right?
Getting things back down and continuing to close out.
For me, that's probably one of the most impressive things about the Halifax Rainmen this season is their ability to respond. I've seen countless games where at the halftime or even a break in the first quarter or second quarter where they're down big. They call a timeout, and Coach Pep, deservedly Coach of the Year, gets these guys focused and they come out and execute. They will respond. I'm confident about that. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
Jamarcus Ellis going to the free throw line for 2. The Windsor Express crowd getting into it now.
They need a reason to cheer, and the Express have done that tonight.
Down by as many as 15 points earlier in the quarter. The deficit is now 4. Jamarcus Ellis with 2 free throws coming up. And a nice crowd here at the WFCU Center. And oddly, what was your experience like for the 3 games over in Halifax?
Halifax crowds were absolutely phenomenal. Their passion for their team. I love being in the Scotiabank Center. They absolutely back their squad, and it's great to see.
The figure I seen from Game 3 was 2,417 strong in Halifax.
Man, I think there were more. Man, it was incredible.
That's awesome.
You felt it. You felt it in the building.
Glad to see the growth of the league continuing on this coast and the East Coast. Jamarcus Ellis makes it a 2-point game.
Wow, 2 points.
Kevin Young into the front court, behind his back, finds KO for 3, and a big basket.
I told you about their ability to respond. They handled the press and got it open to a very hot 3-point shooter series in Chris Cahill.
No surprise it was Kevin Young to find the open man.
Quinnell leaves it short on the jumper. Tip drill into Spikes, back to Ando. Beautiful series of plays there. Forrest Fisher in the corner leaves it short, rebounded by Ellis. And here come the Express. Down 5. Kirk
Halfway down.
Loisel going to be charged for a foul. Sorry, no, Nigel Spikes called for the foul.
That's it. This is what energy and activity on the boards can do for you. And you look at this lineup. Kevin Loisel, an energy guy. Jamarcus Ellis, an energy guy. Kirk Williams, an energy guy. You know, this is a really potent lineup that they got out there right now.
And set to come in is Gary Gibson for the Express. I believe he's going to come in for Jamarcus.
Good minutes from Mr. Ellis tonight.
Great.
Indeed. Indeed.
And while I've got a second, I want to note Kevin Loisel's hairstyle. Win City shaved into his head.
He did. Yeah, absolutely. He's repping Win City.
Has been repping Win City. He's the franchise's leader in games played.
You got it.
He's embraced this city, and they've embraced him. The Montreal Baller connects for 2.
And he's done a great job from the line tonight, a place where he's found some struggles in the past, but clearly worked on that facet of his game.
3-point basketball game. Ando working against Gibson.
The on-ball D, Gary Gibson.
Haywood. Oh, and Bennett's going to be called for reaching in. And Haywood is going to go to the free throw line.
And the right call by the referee when you want to be aggressive and defend, not give space. This is bound to happen.
He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, basically.
Yep.
A place I've been far too many times.
I hear you on that, my friends.
Guilty.
Haywood misses the first.
This building is so jacked.
Yep. Haywood splits, makes it a 4-point game with 4:41 to go in the third. Been a fun series to watch and call. It's continuing here in Game 6, a must-win situation for the Express. Bennett draws a foul as he was turning the corner. That one's going to go against Ando.
Halifax fouls number 3.
And Bennett will go to the free throw line.
Bennett with 12 points, 6 assists so far on the game.
And you love to see the dimes out of Tony Bennett, you know, doing it from a ball facilitation point, but then also scoring as he drops the first free throw.
Again, you know, when you got these veteran players that recognize what's on the line and that they have an important role in this. This is what you expect out of him.
Yeah, he's done it all playoff long. You think about where this team would be if he hadn't have came to fill the shoes of Darren Duncan.
Got it.
Haywood. Spikes off the glass. Good D from Loisel. Big rebound from QB. Here they go. He's got a seam. Oh, picked by Spikes. Haywood in transition. Blocked by Loisel. Tipped out of here. But a foul is going to be called late.
Wow. Listen, that was great effort.
Yes.
You know, it was close.
The crowd voices their displeasure, but let's look at the replay.
Ball don't lie. Neither does the video replay, but it is what it is. It's certainly entertaining nonetheless.
Man.
To say the least, it's been entertaining. Haywood to the free throw line.
Holy moly.
Oh, and it drops. Friendly roll.
That's probably the loudest response from the crowd I've heard in probably the last 2 years that I've been here. Pretty awesome effort by the fans.
They've definitely showed up, that's for sure.
For sure. WFCU center crowd lively, and a 4-point game here in a must-win situation for the Express. Bennett fakes the shot, crosses over at the free throw line, walks around, scores.
TB.
The leader of the pack right now is putting the team on his back.
Well, he's really put a lot of pressure on Ando, putting him in the spin cycle any opportunity he can.
Young rotates the ball over to Ando. Over to Kale, and an offensive foul going to be called. That one's going to go against Spikes.
That's his fourth.
He must have done something away from the ball that the officials didn't agree with. I didn't see it, but Nigel Spikes called for the offensive foul, and Windsor with possession.
And the Express down by only 2 points.
QB at the free throw line, stripped again by Nigel Spikes. Joey Haywood in transition, takes the bounce, takes the bump, and draws the foul on QB. Opportunistic defense from the Halifax Rainmen, leading to offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coming up with another strip, turning into transition play, and now on the free throw line.
Bonus.
Hey folks, make sure to start your spring with the Bridgians. Sign up now for the Windsor Bridgians 5K walk run on May 24th. Register at raceroster.com or contact info@windsorbridgians.com for more information. This event supports the 28th annual North America Basketball Association's Intercity Basketball Tournament being held in Windsor this September and is proudly sponsored by Knockstrom.tv. Joey Haywood knocks down the first of 2 free throws, extending the lead to 3 for the Rainmen. Haywood misses the second.
Big board for Kevin Loisel there.
When you got these close games, those free throws do come back to haunt you. Let's hope it's not the case for Halifax.
No doubt about it.
Bennett turning the corner, tried to find Kirk Williams, and the defense for the Rainmen is there again. Young mishandled it a bit, but it's in the hands of Foster now. Ando working in a phone booth, gets around Williams Jr. off the glass and good.
Good response.
He has been fantastic for the Halifax Rainmen out of the backcourt tonight.
Absolutely. Say Ando's been great.
5-point lead for the Rainmen, and Kevin Young going to be called for a foul.
With those reach-ins, you got to be careful. Like again, I think the tone has been set, and by and large, the players have responded. And you know, it's been a really clean basketball game and a great basketball game because of that.
Yes. Gibson, the native of Windsor, Ontario, at the free throw line for a pair.
Graduate of Herman High School, I believe.
Misses the first.
He's really given Windsor a defensive presence in the backcourt. His rebounding ability, second to none from the guard position.
You see the jumping ability of Kevin Young there.
I mean, Kevin Young, I mean, his leaping ability, athleticism, I mean, the ball handling on the open court, how he responds to pressure as a big, it's just so impressive.
He's well-rounded. He may have won the Defensive Player of the Year award, but that man does it all.
Yeah.
Kevin Young out of Kansas University. Oh, stolen on the inbound. Kirk Williams Jr.
Again, the energy and activity that we talked about.
Active hands for the Windsor Express doing their job.
Ando loses it again. No, fouled by Gibson. And the Express bench just showing a crazy amount of energy.
Wow. Well, when Say Ando heads over in that corner with the Express bench, you know, that's troubled waters right there.
Yeah, the two extra defenders on the sideline, it seemed that there's a group of defenders there from the bench going to swarm you.
That's it.
Crazy.
Oddly, you talk about free throws. In the end, that is likely going to be the case for both teams, as both the Rainmen and the Express back and forth to the free throw line.
And let's remind each other, we've got 14 minutes of basketball left here to go. So we can see still lots to go. High-scoring affair.
I'm not sure the people is watching high definition in HD.
HD on Knockstrom.tv.
Nothing but the best, courtesy of Alejandro.
That's how we do it.
Who recently celebrated his 25th wedding anniversary, so congratulations, Alejandro.
And
that was a phenomenal party.
From what I heard, broke it down on the dance floor.
And a technical foul being assessed now. Technical foul being assessed on the play. We'll wait for the announcement to see who it's against.
Technical foul has been called to the coach of Halifax.
The Halifax bench receiving a technical foul. Jamarcus makes the first. One shot for a technical foul, so Windsor will get possession back, down 2:20 to go in the quarter.
And an opportunity to take, to tie this game or take the lead. They've been here before in a couple sequences and haven't been able to execute. Let's see what happens now.
Gibson working against Ando. Kirk Williams Jr. Baseline, reverse, no, is short on the near side. Pedro Foster turning the corner, the Haywood, airmails it. No one there. Had the right idea, just had a pass too high. And another turnover. Windsor with possession in the front court.
And a chance to tie it or take the lead in a best case scenario.
Guys, we're setting up for a thrilling fourth quarter, just so you know. In case you haven't noticed that.
Both teams just getting after it.
QB in the middle of the key. Ties the game.
83 up, folks.
It's a bounce.
The NBL Finals.
Haywood over to Ando, breaks the press. Foster. Smart move by Pep Claros, getting 3 guards into the game, breaking that press.
Well, you saw earlier when you had the bigs building more and Nigel Spikes in there, that wasn't working.
Double. Jermaine Daly gets the ball over to Cale. He lines up a jumper, no good. Loisel with the basketball over to Kirk Williams. He doesn't have numbers, so he waits.
Good patience.
Gives it up to the MVP. Now he's working against Cale. Tie game.
You know he wants this one.
Oh.
And Kirk Williams going to be held on the roll. So a foul called on Cale. So Williams Jr. to the free throw line.
For the Express opportunity to take the lead after being down as many as 15 in the third quarter.
Yeah, huge, as Halifax hasn't officially yet stopped this run. They've been making an effort to take the momentum of this game back, and it hasn't happened. And you see the Express there working the pick and roll at the top. That's something that they found some success in creating space for open shots or to get to the rack.
And with that free throw, Windsor takes the lead, and a lot of fans on their feet.
And giving fans a reason to believe, folks.
Yes, that motto's been part of the Express mantra. And a foul going to be called on the rebound. That one's going to go against Loisel. Or is it early entry? I believe it's going to be early entry on the free throw. So no foul called. Williams leaves the game with a big defensive effort, and he gives the Express a 1-point lead from the free throw line. And this place is all the way turned up.
No doubt about it.
1 minute to go in the third. You'd think it was the fourth quarter the way these fans are cheering. Ando working around the Express D. Foster for his fourth three. No. Cale with the rebound, leaves it short. And DeAndre lets it go out of bounds.
The Express do a good job boxing out in the paint.
Coach Pep was looking for the foul on that one.
Yeah, I might have had an argument on that one, but
The dying seconds of the third Q.
Will they go for a 2-for-1 perhaps?
Quinnell Brown in the low post faces up on Foster.
Gibson maybe looking at a three-point shot.
QB rising, shooting! Draws a foul on Foster.
And I mean, who other than Quinnell Brown would you want on the line right now?
Well, Quinnell Brown in this third quarter, both he and Tony Bennett have been quite intentional about everything that they've done.
Yep.
And again, we talked about earlier about veteran players and the importance of them stepping up. That's what we're seeing tonight here.
Quinnell Brown looking to extend the Windsor Express lead with 20 seconds to go in the third Q.
And Quinnell Brown had some struggles on the road, so this is certainly him being able to come back to being the MVP type player he is, because he's done such a wonderful job, not only in the regular season, but throughout the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Misses the first. Stripes the second. Gives Windsor a 2-point lead. And now it's Halifax's turn. Clink scales.
The shot clock is turned off.
Foster, turn in the corner, gives it over to Clinkscales. 6 seconds in the quarter. Klingscale's working to his his right, and draws a foul on DeAndre. DeAndre put his hands up, but he'll accept the foul. Blocking the way of Klingscales and slowing down the clock a little bit. 3.9 to go. Klingscale's at the line.
I think I would personally rather have Halifax shooting free throws than scoring a big 2-pointer or 3. This kind of slowed things back down and is keeping the momentum with Windsor.
And he knocks down the first, and of course free throws. Then you let the crowd kind of help let them get into it a little bit.
Agreed. I think in this quarter, the Windsor press has really made the difference and scrambled what Halifax wants to do.
Klingscales.
Preventing them getting to their offense, really delaying that for them.
A creative play.
That was close.
And heading into the fourth quarter of Game 6, folks, we have an 85 game.
It's a brand new game.
Fans are on their feet. I believe signs in the sky. The NBL Finals in full effect.
Game 6, guys. I mean, this might as well be Game 7 the way it's going, but I'm telling you, this is, look, going back to the halftime message from Bill Jones, he wanted energy, he got it. And now it's time for Halifax to respond. Now, how bad do they want this championship?
That's the question that they're asking themselves, and the question we're going to find out sooner rather than later. Oddly, are you going back down to courtside for fourth quarter?
You know it.
I know it. It's been a pleasure having you here,
guys. Always a pleasure. Listen, phenomenal job. I mean, I know I've said offline, but the guys have done a great job this season. Keep with the great work. Alejandro's over here making magic happen with HD tonight. Great job as well, guys. I'm super proud of what you guys are doing this season.
Thank you.
And we're super proud to be part. We're super proud to be a part of the growth of the NBL Canada and growing with each other. So enjoy your courtside spot. We'll try and keep it up here during the fourth quarter. And folks, we'd like to thank our Game 6 sponsors, including Ticketwave.com. Get your event tickets for all live concerts and sports at 720 Oleto Avenue, or visit the Ticketwave.com or 519-997-2845. Car Compete harnesses the power of the internet to your fingertips when shopping online for used vehicles. Take Car Compete for a spin today. Pay less for your next vehicle. Save time and hassle. Exclusive Clothing will be closed for renovations until approximately May 10th to serve you better with better prices, better product, and better space for a better shopping experience, because it's better when it's exclusive clothing. Coming out of the timeout break here, an 85-85 game. How can we chalk it up any better here for Game 6? Windsor's backs are against the wall, down 15 points, down by as many as 15 points in the third quarter. They storm all the way back to make it a tie game heading into the fourth. And now it all comes down to this. Halifax will take over possession in the opening frame, in the final frame. And the Windsor crowd still on their feet here. Great attendance here at the WFCU Center for Game 6, Mitch.
And 12 minutes will decide. One team may take the championship trophy home. The other looks to extend the series to 7.
Klingscales and Ando bump a little bit, trying to exchange the basketball. Klingscales goes to his right, sets up a high screen with Daly. Let's go over 3. Knocks it down. Clifford Klingscales.
And it's been a long time since the Rainmen scored a big bucket. A triple was just what the doctor ordered if you're Pep Claros.
Gibson working against Ando. Finds Quinnell Brown. He drives, rising, shooting. Too strong, but Jamarcus Ellis is there. Puts up a shot, knocks it down.
Jamarcus Ellis, and look at the hustle to get back on D.
Great amount of hustle and energy being shown on both sides of the ball from both teams. Young at the free throw line, crossing over, goes off the glass, no good. Ellis once again with the rebound. Over to Loisel. Shoves his way in and draws a foul on Young.
Does a push-up on the way up. And the energy not stopping for the Windsor Express must have had their spinach between quarters. little Popeye reference. Hey?
I like that for sure. Loisel to the free throw line. His team down 1.
Kevin Loisel at the line.
1 minute gone in the fourth quarter. And what a quarter it has been.
This man's done a great job from the line tonight, considering how many times he's been there. Be interesting to see those final numbers when we get them.
Fisher almost forced out of bounds. Jamarcus Ellis rotating over to try and stop Ando, but he's charged with a blocking foul.
Press foul to number 4. Jamarcus Ellis, his second, team first.
Klingscales walking the ball up the floor. Alley-oop. Beautiful pitch and catch from Klingscales to Spikes for a much-needed 2-point basket.
And a good start to the fourth for the Halifax Rainmen.
Ellis with the runner, gets his own board. No, out of the hands.
He almost came down with a defensive rebound there.
And Ando is going to draw a foul.
Press foul to number 10, Kevin Loisel, his fifth.
So the Rainmen able to slow things back down and kind of take back control of this game. Currently only up by 2 points, but you can feel the tempo sort of changed all of a sudden.
Subs being put in. That's Liam McMorrow for the Halifax Rainmen, being inserted for Nigel Spikes. The ball is over-rotated. Commons in transition at the glass. It's good.
Big bucket for the Windsor Express, who come up with a defensive stop, and then Commons finishes at the rim.
Klingscales over to Daly, looking to go inside to McMorrow, and a double dribble going to be called against, or a travel, pardon me.
The Express defense just having bodies in the right place at the right time with their hands up, causing all kinds of problems for the Rainmen. Some uncharacteristic turnovers.
Commons on the roll, gets the pass from Gibson, stops, turns, shoots, scores. Chris Commons.
Pretty basket from down on the block by number 24.
Windsor with a 2-point lead. Klingscales at the helm for Halifax. Gets a high screen from McMorrow, goes to his left, back to the right. Stutter step, rising, shooting, leaves it short. QB with the rebound.
Smartly slows things down as Halifax having to deal with the energy which has been re-injected into the Windsor crowd.
And then Quinnell Brown going to be fouled by Klingscales.
I know we keep going back here, Brett, but this crowd has done a fantastic job holding it down for the hometown team.
Windsor looking to extend their lead now. Inbounds it to Gibson, does Brown. 10 seconds to go in the shot clock. Gibson stops off the glass. Tips it up off of Watson. Can't get it to go. Gets a second chance to go. Gibson.
On the third try, Gibson with the putback.
And folks, this place is echoing.
The Express with their biggest lead of maybe the game.
They're going to call Clifford Klingscales for a traveling violation.
Fans on their feet at the WFCU Center. Bennett and Commons talking it out. Commons inbounds the ball to Mr. 40 Plus.
And then another foul going to be called. Bennett trying to turn the corner. Clinkscales with another foul.
These players taking full advantage of the contact fouls coming around the corner.
Bennett to his left once again. Tried to swing it over to Commons, who was rotating. Clifford Clinkscales with numbers finds McMorrow, slams it home and one.
Jamarcus Ellis makes the effort on the block, and a big basket for the Brampton A's is a potential three-point play. Rainmen, pardon me. I don't know, I did that the other day. I'm just stuck in that wonderful series. I apologize. Halifax Rainmen. It's Liam McMorrow, the 7'2" center.
Oh, it knocks down the free throw. Much needed three-point play for the Rainmen there. Makes it a one-point game. Bennett to his left. No one home.
At the rack. He has put this team on his back all game long. Tony Bennett been dynamite in the second half for the Windsor Express.
Fisher working against Ellis. Gets a high screen from Watson. Watson playing with 5 fouls, by the way. McMorrow gets the cross-court pass. Leaves it to Ando. Ripped down by Jamarcus Ellis, and then a foul going to be called.
And Jamarcus Ellis jumped with Liam McMorrow side by side and came down with that board.
Ando's 4th of the game.
And the Express may get back to the line in the penalty situation in the fourth quarter at this rate.
Yep. Quinnell Brown for 3. Off the heel, Commons with the rebound. Out to Williams.
Money ball, baby.
Captain Kirk Williams Jr. with 3.
And the roof just came off the WFCU Center in Windsor.
And a blocking foul going to be called against Jamarcus. That's the right call. Jamarcus did his best to get over there as early as he could.
Oh, we got some extracurriculars.
Jamarcus is down. He might be slightly hurt.
Quinnell Brown trying to create some space for his teammate as Liam McMorrow looked to be standing very close in proximity.
So we'll get that situation figured out. And Watson will go to the free throw line after the initial foul from Ellis.
So Watson now back, Brett, as we haven't seen him in quite some time with the foul trouble.
Yes, 5 fouls for Watson.
And with a tightly contested game like this, he's a guy that with the aggressive style can pick these fouls up very easily. Great player, very physical, very athletic, solid down on the block.
Watson misses the first. This crowd is certainly imposing its will here in Game 6, trying to force Game 7.
They have been instrumental. If Windsor gets out of here with the W, they will have, in part, the fans to thank.
Watson misses, but McMorrow with the putback. He goes short. Gets it the second time, and a foul is going to be called again. McMorrow with a big offensive rebound. His team down 6, drawing the foul. Big possession for the Rainmen there.
Indeed, and therein lies the problem with the size of a guy like Liam McMorrow. That can also play basketball, dealing with those offensive rebounds, and then the potential of the putback.
And Watson checking out of the game. McMorrow leaves it short on the first.
Big missed free throw for Liam McMorrow and the Halifax Rainmen.
7 minutes to go here. McMorrow knocks down the second, makes it a 5-point game.
The Express with a chance to crack 100 points here.
Bennett, good hedge out there from McMorrow. Sorry, crazy series of plays there. Jamarcus Ellis finds Quinnell Brown cutting to the basket. He draws a foul in the process. He'll go to the line for 2.
Showing off that athleticism as he literally had nowhere to go, making something out of nothing.
QB extending the Express lead, cracking the 100-point mark for the Express in this game.
We're already 10 points past Free Frosties, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
See?
And something that we pointed out in the pregame, Mitch, was that every time that Windsor has scored 100 points in this series, they've won the game. So that might be an indicator.
And maybe history repeats itself in this situation.
Or it doesn't, and we look like fools. Ando scores off the glass and good.
That man's been making people look like fools all night long. He has done a fantastic job. Likely the best player on the court for the Rainmen.
We'll get our
IMO, of course.
Of course. We'll get Commons for 3.
At the right time, Chris Commons steps up and buries the triple.
We'll get our up-to-date stats at the next timeout. And but right now the Express hold a 7-point lead with 6 minutes to go. Playing like their playoff lives depend on it, which they do. McMorrow inside for a big two-handed dunk. Bennett right to the rack. Commons, no, Williams with the rebound and put back.
And the offensive rebound again for the Express. They've done such a good job on the O-Glass tonight.
Fast and furious pace. Here in the fourth quarter, Windsor up 7, but Halifax looking to respond. Daly loses it in his wickets. Passes out of it. Pedro saves it from going over half. Good job by Foster there. Rising, shooting off the glass, no good, but Ando's there for the rebound. What a series of plays.
They are able to reset here with about 5 minutes left in the fourth.
McMorrow cutting to the basket, gets a much-needed 2-point bucket.
And you see the Rainmen going back to that play, just firing the ball into the paint, either on a cut or a post-up, and it's working, Brett.
Less than 5 minutes to go. Bennett out to Commons. He faces up on Daly, finds a crack. Rising, shooting, draws a foul. Chris Commons going to the line for 2.
Chris Commons could not have found a better time to hit a triple to date with 4:41 left in the fourth quarter.
That will bring us to our immediate timeout. And of course, Game 6 sponsors include TicketWave.com, CarCompete.com, and Exclusive Clothing. Mitch, what a turn of events this has been. 15 points down in the third quarter. Now Windsor up 5, looking to close it out and force Game 7. What do they need to do?
All energy, all effort. They need to just come with the intensity that we've seen so far. They need to continue to challenge at the rim and as well on the offensive glass. The Windsor Express have to continue to take it to the Rainmen.
And I'll say it once again, what a wonderful crowd we've got here at the WFCU Center. Best crowd of the year so far, and they have made their presence felt here in the late going.
They have. In my time, the gratitude I have to be able to do this with this team. All these games are awesome, but this might be the best fan support I've witnessed in my time with this team.
Yes.
And with Dockstrom.
Windsor looking to extend it to Game 7.
And the Halifax Rainmen to get ready here to come out of this media timeout to make the necessary adjustments to stop the train that is the Windsor Express.
Both teams coming out of the timeout now. Chris Common's going to go to the free throw line for a pair. Finally, both teams coming out of the timeout there. And the big guns being put on the floor for Halifax. Saya Ando, Joey Haywood, Forrest Fisher, Kevin Young, and Liam McMorrow.
So you see three fantastic shooters, and then obviously McMorrow, tons of success in the paint, and then the leader in Kevin Young. The right lineup, if I'm Pep Claros, for sure.
Windsor has Bennett, Gibson, Commons, Q Brown, and Williams on the floor. A 7-point lead with 4:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Ando working against Gibson. Ando. McMorrow with another O-board and a two-handed slam. We're getting our updated stats from our stats runner, Jennifer. Thank you so much. 107-102 the score.
McMorrow with 20 points, 9 boards, 6 on the offensive glass.
Bennett looking to answer. Long jumper off the mark. McMorrow with another board.
And that's 10 for the big dog. Now with the double-double, 20 and 10 from number 33, Liam McMorrow.
Halifax looking to trim this lead, this deficit. Young on the roll. Pass intended for McMorrow is picked off. Here they come. Williams.
Cutting baseline is Kirk Williams Jr., and let's hope he's not too injured here.
He got hammered down low off the give from Quinnell Brown. There's just a lot of motion heading into a solid object. Looking for the foul, not going to get it, but more importantly, he extends the 7-point lead.
And speaking of Kirk Williams Jr., 20 points, 2 of likely the toughest he was able to get together tonight. So what a fantastic job once again. He's also got 6 boards and 2 steals to go along with those 20 points.
One of your humble servant Alejandro's favorite players, one who was a member of the Mississauga Power, nicknamed him Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
And of course, we're watching Game 6 here in HD. Make sure to change your settings to watch this game in pure HD. Halifax looking to respond. Young misses in tight. Commons with the rebound.
Chris Commons has been instrumental down the stretch here for Windsor. He's really stepped up for Coach Bill Jones.
Bennett off the glass. Follow up. No, late foul going to be called on the drive from Bennett.
Tony Bennett just got some fans heavily involved in some hardcore daps. I love it.
That front court, that courtside seats by Brad Bondi,
and
a longtime season ticket holder, and one of the biggest Express fans I know.
And what an awesome interaction to see between player and fan right there. Tony Bennett, just such an honorable leader and just an all-around good dude.
Yes, Windsor has to be very careful because there are 3 eternal minutes and Halifax can come back in 30 seconds.
Easily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great point, Alex. The lead is 9.
And the biggest lead of the evening for the Express.
They trailed by as many as 15 in the third quarter. They're up 9 now. Kayol short on the drive. Gibson with the rebound. Over to Bennett now. Bennett to his left. Oh, no. Sorry. Gibson was unable to save it from going out of bounds. And a timeout being called by Halifax.
And Tony Bennett going back to him. 18 points, 7 dimes, 2 steals. Perfect from the line. Tony Bennett doing big tinks tonight for Windsor.
That's right, that's right, that's right, as my friend Matthew McConaughey would say. And folks, while we've got a second, we'd like to tell you to check out Tantalize Tanning, now under new management. Visit them at 2625 Howard Avenue for the best tanning in Windsor. And of course, they're not just friends and co-workers, they're a family, and they are all Cooked. Cooked is a web series, comedy drama about a rowdy group working at a bar. Make sure to check out their Cooked Kickstarter campaign and help them reach their goal for the newest, hottest thing cooking in 2015. And of course, the Windsor Bridgians 5K walk run on May 24th. Register at raceroster.com or contact info@windsorbridgians.com for more information. Mitchell, what a phenomenal basketball game we have seen there, but what a phenomenal push we've seen from the Express in the last half.
It's all hard. You know, we talked about it in the pregame. When your back's against the wall, this is when this team seems to just rise to the occasion. It's a little bit uncanny. But like Alex said, there's still 2:35 left. The Halifax Rainmen, lethal, deadly, and ready to try to close this thing out.
And we're seeing one of their biggest, the Express's biggest fans, Windsor Mayor Drew Dilkins, courtside cheering on his team. We mentioned earlier that he traveled to Halifax to watch games 4 and 5 in Nova Scotia, and that just goes to show the kind of support this team has.
Yeah, he entered the dressing room, actually. They did a little promo video, and it was pretty special.
Ando starts off the glass, draws a foul on Gibson. Say Ando, who's had himself a whale of a game, continuing to play at a high level for the Halifax Rainmen.
Yeah, he's got a couple trays. He's got 19 points. He's been fantastic. Like I said earlier, maybe the best player on the floor so far for the Halifax Rainmen.
The Tokyo, Japan native. This is the first free throw. His team down 9, 2:22 to go.
And Windsor leading the points in the paint tonight. That's a big stat. We'll have the exact numbers at the end of the game so far. They are leading through 3 quarters, and that was one of the adjustments that they absolutely needed to make.
2 1/4. Windsor playing offensive foul. I saw that one coming. Good defensive stop from Forrest Fisher there, planting his feet and taking the contact.
Solid play by Fisher to retain possession of the basketball at a absolutely critical time.
I'm a huge Forrest Fisher fan. I'll say that right now. Ando working to the high post. Backs it out. Gives it over to Haywood. Haywood working against QB. Stops and starts, but he's called for a carry.
And the Express with a turnover, and the Rainmen give it right back at an absolutely critical time. Both teams with 16 points off turnovers tonight, so taking advantage of costly mistakes.
Bennett. His team has an 8-point lead. They're going to try and drain as much clock as they can. Under 2 minutes to go here in Game 6. Looking to force Game 7, which would be Thursday here at the WFCU Center. He just can't knock it down. Forrest Fisher in transition. Stops. Good ball movement by the Halifax Rainmen. Trying to get an open shot. Haywood mishandles it. It goes off of an Express player, and goes out of bounds.
And if you're Windsor, that's what you want. Rather than giving up the bucket off the missed layup in transition, they've slowed things down. Now there's going to be an inbound, so they have a chance to reset.
McMorrow receives the inbound, faces up on Commons, finds Ando cutting to the basket. Count the basket and the foul. Seiya Ando.
None other than number 3.
And more importantly than the basket,
the extra point.
The extra point and the ability to make it a 2-possession game.
And he's cracked 20 points. He's been super efficient.
Isaiah Ando knocks down the three-point play, makes it a 5-point game with $1:22 to go. Halifax is trying to win this championship tonight, Mitch.
They are, and the Express likely want to choose some time off this clock on the next possession. In an important one, they want to create and generate some sort of offense on this possession.
Fan of the game shown on the Jumbotron there from a longtime volunteer Robin Hayes of the Windsor Express staff, being given up the amazing Fan of the Game award to someone sitting courtside. 5-point game, $1:22 left, Mitchell. We've talked about it at length in the playoffs and in the regular season. Field free throws and turnovers.
That's it. It always comes back to that in the end. Well, in most cases, and this game certainly part of the case. But the Express energy and effort in the second half was the difference maker so far. But the Halifax Rainmen still have time left to close this thing out, go home with the NBL title.
Yes, big shout out to our 460 viewers right now.
460 viewers, thank you for joining us here on Knockstrom.tv, the home of the Windsor Express.
460 strong, Brett.
That's right.
Thank you.
I know a few people watching at home, so they know who they are. I'd like to thank you for joining us here. Could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. $1:22 to go, 5-point game. And it's crunch time, to say the least. Windsor looking to force Game 7, which would be Thursday, April 30th, here at the WFCU Center, which is what they worked all year for, to get home court advantage. Quinnell Brown dishes it out to Kirk Williams. He fakes the shot, goes down low. Gibson misses in tight. Kirk Williams with a follow-up on the Chris Commons miss and extends the lead back to 7 points. 1:08, 1:07 to go. Haywood turning the corner. Bumps into McMorrow. Swings it over to Kale. He puts it on the ground. Behind his back, three-pointer. It does not go in. Quinnell Brown with the rebound. 50 seconds to go. Huge rebound by Quinnell Brown. And he's cutting to the basket. And Quinnell Brown is going to be fouled with 45.3 to go.
45 seconds still. Raymond, mathematically, they can't come back.
That's right. So that'll be Fisher's 4th foul of the game. And a timeout has been called here at the WFCU Center. 45 seconds to go, 7-point lead for the Express. More words from our humble servant?
Well, this is not over, Brett. It's still eternal minutes, and I have seen crazy things before, so
absolutely
we have to be until the last second. We'll call this over.
Alex is so excited he can barely speak English. Mitchell, 45 seconds to go. Your thoughts?
The Windsor Express really want to choose some time off the clock, but it would also be in their best interest to try to score. The Rainmen don't want to give up any more offensive rebounds should they miss, because that's something that the Express have done really well, not only in this game but the second half. So it's got to be really good defense for the Halifax Rainmen, and then come back down and generate some instant offense.
Both teams coming back on the floor now for the final 45 seconds of Game 6, and what a game it has been. A lot of emotions happening in this game. A good Windsor start was followed by a great Halifax answer. They led by as many as 15 points in the third quarter. Windsor responds with a huge push, and we're here now with QB at the free throw line.
I mean, what more could you ask for with the NBL Finals here in Windsor tonight? We came off a fantastic 3-game trip from Halifax it's just been another awesome ride. I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
Me too. Couldn't have said it better myself. QB free throws makes it a 9-point game. Ando bringing it up the floor. Turning the corner, Seiya Ando. And when they've needed a big basket, it just seems that Seiya Ando's been there all game.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. We've talked about it in length. I stand with my comment. Best player on the floor tonight for the Halifax Rainmen.
Joey Haywood going to be called for a foul on Quinnell Brown. He will go to the free throw line.
And definitely with a chance to put the nail in the coffin for the Halifax Rainmen.
Oh, and QB rattles out the first one. A rare miss from the NBL MVP. Upwards to 80% free throw shooter. Knocks down the second, which makes it an 8-point game.
It's great when the Express shoot, you can hear a pin drop when the Halifax Rainmen are shooting their free throws. It's like a
bomb's going
eardrum
off.
popping fan noise, but that's the way it works for the home team. We talked about that being an advantage in the playoffs, and should the Windsor Express go back, Halifax will now have the benefit of having their fans at home.
Haywood bringing it up the floor in a hurry at the rack, scores, makes it a 6-point game, 27 to go.
And 2 quick baskets here in transition, finishing at the rim are the Halifax Rainmen.
And I think Coach Bill Jones has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout, get his team into the front court, and they'll work from there. 1:16, 1:10 to go. No shortage of fight from the Rainmen.
Yeah, and things all of a sudden got interesting with Quinnell Brown there with the chance to extend it to what would have been probably, 8?
Yes.
Stayed, so, to miss free throw, but 6 points, anything can happen. I'm not signing off on the Halifax Rainmen by any means.
Absolutely. Like we said, they're trying to win this game tonight and not make it go to a 7th game. Windsor, in their history, for those who are stat freaks, are 3-0 in Game 7s in their franchise history. So that's a big factor heading into Game 7. I would have to think.
It for sure. I mean, history does tend to repeat itself. Nothing is written in stone. But we talked about them being down 2 games last year, being able to close things out. So who knows, right? You're dealing with a primed and ready Halifax Rainmen team that is out here to win a title, not to do it back home, but to get her done tonight.
And of course, we see a lot of faces from around the league. Some representatives from the London Lightning, some representatives from the Brampton A's. I'm sure there's some from the Mississauga Power here somewhere. I just can't see them.
And that's the working partnership in the NBL that makes it such a wonderful league.
27 seconds. Gary Gibson receives the inbound, is not fouled. Haywood is injured behind the play. Ando is going to the rack. He finishes to make it a 4-point game. Gary Gibson didn't score. He was trying to draw a foul. When the initial foul wasn't called, he went over to try and score a bucket. Haywood went down, and then Ando goes down the floor in a hurry to score and make it a 4-point game. Mitch.
And it was a really tough layup for Gibson to finish.
Yes.
I personally would have liked to have maybe seen him stop on the block and then maybe just put the ball up from down on the block, but he didn't do that. He tried to finish at the rim because he was drawing a foul. Didn't work. Another 2 points at the rim for the Rainmen. All of a sudden, it's a 4-point game with 16.8 left.
Now you see the Express barking out orders to one another. Quinnell Brown going to be fouled. A buck and a half goes off the clock. 15.1 to go, and the league MVP heading to the free throw line for a pair. Gibson subbed out for Williams Jr. Express going for some rebounding now.
Well, they have to. In this situation, they would like to be able to get the ball back and then close things out if they're not fouled. But important free throws here.
Oh, and QB misses the first of 2.
So Cornell Brown here with the chance to take the lead to 5.
And he does. 5-point game. Halifax calls a timeout.
It'll be interesting to see what Pep Claros draws up, as we will probably see some shooters on the floor.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ando take it off the bounce for another basket if he's got it, though.
They will try to get a 3-point on the foul.
3-point foul?
3-point foul.
All right.
3 points, they are only 2. They commit a foul. So, lots of time.
Should the Halifax Rainmen shoot the 3-pointer here, Windsor's got to be really careful not to foul. That could be very problematic.
Absolutely.
Should they end up in an N1 situation off a triple, it's happened.
And while we've got a second, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us here on Knoxstrom.tv in HD.
In HD.
That's right.
Thanks to our 438 viewers.
Beautiful.
Hopefully we are not going to disappoint you, and I know this game is not disappoint anyone.
Absolutely. Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our crew members today: Emilio Caro, Emily Rubinski, your humble servant Alejandro De Armero, the lovely Shay Rochelle, Mitch Kobe K, your color commentator, and some chump on the play-by-play. So we're all suited and booted, bringing you the best broadcast we can.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brett Hedges. Hey,
it's been a fun ride being a part of this team for 3 years.
You get the introduction. What is it? The Lord of the play-by-play, the master of the mic, and I'm just Kobe.
Clink Scales inbounds it to Ando. Double dribble violation. Wow. At a key point of the game, Saya Ando double dribbles. And it'll be Windsor Express basketball with 13 to go. Bennett receives the inbound. Tries to cross the timeline, gets fouled before he does. 11 seconds left on the clock. 5-point lead for the Windsor Express.
The Rainmen giving Windsor a real scare here late in the fourth quarter.
TB, Mr. Tony Bennett, with 2 free throws trying to ice this game. Makes the first.
And in my eyes, Tony Bennett is the player of the game. It's going to be him or Cornell Brown, I believe. Cornell Brown was quietly excellent here too, with closing in on 30 points, and we'll let you know when we get the final stats. But Bennett really got things going for them in the second half.
I've got Chris Commons. He made some big shots today at big times. Saya Ando in the corner for 3. Leaves it short, and that will do it.
And the Express do the impossible in Windsor.
7-point win for the Express, 119-112. And they force Game 7, folks.
There is absolutely no quit in the Windsor Express, as I'm sure the Halifax Rainmen will be ready to try to put a stamp on this series in Halifax, Game 7.
No, Game 7 here, Mitch. Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
2-3-2. We're coming back to Windsor. I'm sorry.
Right. Yes, we are. And that will be here, Game 7. At the WFCU Center, 7 p.m. here on Knoxstrom.tv. We're waiting for our final stats. We'll go over those quickly.
And the Windsor home crowd for Game 7 will be absolutely imperative, as they helped carry the Express tonight in this building. One of the things you talked about when we started was, would the crowd impact the team at home? The answer was yes. Game 7 will look to be very, very similar, as this place will be absolutely popping.
Absolutely. We're just going to wait for our final stats here from our stats runner, Jennifer. It is all going to come down to Thursday night, Mitch. For the second year in a row, Windsor's going to host Game 7 of the NBL Finals. And either way, a champion's going to be crowned.
Halifax has won in this building in this series, so they've done it. They're going to know what to expect in Game 7 with the Windsor crowd. It's going to be an electric atmosphere at the WFCU Center on that night.
We will have
Yes, Alejandro? Oh, we're going to find some...
ready?
Here. Shea Rochelle with Arthur from the Downtown Windsor Accelerator. And after that interview, we'll have our stats and facts period. And we'll set up Game 7 here at the WFCU Center Thursday, April 30th at 7 p.m.
We're going to have a Shea Rochelle interview.
Yep.
Hi everybody, it's Shea Rochelle with Knoxstrom Digital Media, and we are done the game. The Windsor Express won, of course. Score is 119-112 Express. I am here with Arthur, manager and director of the Downtown Business Accelerator, and as you know, that is also where we stream our shows live and do most of our work. So thank you for talking to me today, Arthur. Now, of course, this isn't your first game. I have seen you at almost every game, if not every game. Is that correct?
Almost every game, definitely every playoff game this season.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what did you think of this game? It was a little tense at the beginning. I came a little later, and I was just, you're biting your nails, and, they weren't ahead, but they definitely won it. What do you think happened?
I think at the end of the day, as they fell back on their experience, they've done this before. They've done it against last year in the final. They've done it against Mississauga. So it's just a winning mentality. People believe they can win. They're always going to win, right? They come up on top. So.
How did you see the games last year?
I did, actually. I saw all the playoff games last year, and they displayed the same mentality, just toughness, and when it mattered most, they came through, and I think that's what Windsor and the Windsor Express actually symbolize.
Yeah, that's what I notice about this team as well, is when they need to get back and win it, they seem to always do something to just pull it out of somewhere and create a miracle. So I don't know, that's the wonderful greatness of the Windsor Express team, I guess. I don't know, they just have something special. So hopefully everybody's been watching the games, and like I said, we stream the games live, Knoxstrom Digital Media. And now, are you going to be at Game 7? Because
absolutely. How could you not be at Game 7? Everybody in Windsor should be at Game 7.
They really should. I don't know how we can get everybody, but I feel like we should get everybody go out and just personally hand out, invitations and say you need to be here. We want to fill every seat. Yeah, so we definitely want to have everybody. They do make Windsor proud, for sure. Now, what do you think they need to do next time? Because, like I said, they can't stay ahead the whole time, but do you think they need to do something different?
No, I think at the end of the day, they know how to rely on their experience, and their best players came through at the end, and I think that's going to happen in the final, and I think we're going to repeat. So.
I think so too. Road to repeat, they're going to win it, and I'm pretty confident in that, as well as Arthur. So thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful interview with Arthur from the Business Accelerator building in downtown Windsor. Heading into our stats and facts period, it was a gut-wrenching win, but a win nonetheless for the Windsor Express. Mitch, what do the numbers tell you about Game 6?
Cornell Brown dropped 30 on the Halifax Rainmen with 5 assists and 6 rebounds. He was dynamite, 7 of 14 from the field at 50%. 21 free throws for QB. He made 16 of them for 76%. Really instrumental for the Express tonight. Tony Bennett, 22 and 7 for 13 from the field, shooting at 54%. Good to see these guys shooting at a high percentage. Jamarcus Ellis chipped in with 12 points, 9 rebounds. Kirk Williams Jr., 22 points, 8 rebounds. Overall, the team was 35 for 68 from the field, 51%. That was key that they raised that percentage in this game, 78% from the free throw line. They were only 3 for 14 from three-point land at 21%, but they got it done nonetheless. The Halifax Rainmen seen Pedro Foster with 14 points, 2 assists. Saya Ando, he was the high man with 27 points, 3 assists. He was 11 for 17 from the field at 65%. Also hit a couple triples, 3 for 6 from the line. Joey Haywood had 13 points. He was 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Overall, the Halifax Rainmen shot 40 for 83 from the field, 48%, a little lower than usual. 9 for 24 from three-point land, 38%, and 23 from 36 from free throws, 64%. So that hurt them in the end. Overall, points from turnovers was tied at 16. Points in the paint, Team Windsor have the advantage, 58 to Halifax's 52. Points off the bench, big margin plus for Halifax, 45 to Windsor's 24. Personal rebounds, 41 for the Express, 40 for the Halifax Rainmen. Lots of things very, very close tonight. 10 steals apiece, 22 total team assists for the Express, 17 for the Halifax Rainmen. We've seen 47 total fouls for the Rainmen, 33 total fouls for the Express. That's your numbers.
Absolutely. Stats and facts provided by Mitch Kobe K. That will do it. These two teams have been phenomenal all season. It only makes sense that it comes down to a Game 7. From everyone here at Knockstrom.tv, I'd like to thank you for joining us here at the home